Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. My name is Tanwyn, aka Akio0504, and you are watching Non-mecha Live.
Holy shit, did you guys see that intro video? How sick was that? Welcome guys to Non-mecha Live feature builder episode tonight here with Tanwyn, all the way from Edmonton, Canada, but originally from Vietnam. We're gonna chat with him in a few minutes here. I just want to say guys, thank you and welcome to AO Mecha Live. Big shout out to everybody over here at YouTube and Twitch. Over at Twitch, we have Twitch user Wildsteak and Gemwolf. We have on our YouTube feed, guys, look at this, it's popping. We have Choco Falcon in the house. David Liu, how's it going? We have Niji Shop, as well as, who else do we got in here? We got Andrew, Mecha Painter. Sup, homies? Sup with you, Andrew? Jonathan Morissette. John, how's it going? Evening, ladies. P Media, Edmund, Drayan. Welcome, guys. Welcome. And Edmund, awesome. Guys, and Jonathan Velasquez, I see you there, buddy. How's the West Coast? First off, one of the best intro videos, I think, to say the least, we've seen in AO Mecha Live. That may just trump season 1 altogether. So the bar is now set. Tan has a target on his back, guys. So for future shows, I hope we get some kind of that caliber, but no pressure at all to all future feature builders, because like this is not a competition whatsoever. Secretly it is. But yeah, very excited to talk with Tan in a bit. This week, guys, what did we do this week? Holy cow, this week went by so fast. 2 backlog builder episodes happened, and that was on Mondays and Wednesdays. We completed finally the MGEX Unicorn. I am behind in taking photos of the kits that we've completed, so there is going to be a slew of those photos coming your way in the next bit, maybe towards the end of the month when I start freeing up. Also, this Thursday was kind of like, I wouldn't even say pilot, but like it's episode 0-00 of a new show for AO Mecha's channel. It is not an AO Mecha Live show. It is called Mecha Pew Pew. And that is with Jonathan Morissette over at MSMN. It's a collaboration between myself and him. But also we're going to have future episodes with guests, rotating guest hosts that will join us to discuss a whole bunch of topics, be it from episodes, the types of tools, the types of builds. So that's going to be airing Thursdays, 8 p.m. EST on the AO Mecha channel. So Mecha Pew Pew, more info on that to come. What else can we talk about? Oh man, like this week, surprise invite from, shout out to Tim Harkins, Child of Mecha. Mechanism episode 53 just happened yesterday over at his channel, and they sent me an invite to join. And man, those guys are a bunch of awesome characters. I really had fun, and hopefully you guys caught that episode. If not, it is in there in Child of Mecha's YouTube. As well, this week a new audio ammo dropped on Tuesday, and that is oh man, Mythical. That is the unicorn inspired track. It is now available at Audio Ammo playlist over at my YouTube, youtube.com/AOMecha. And guys, I don't know what else to say. Like, thank you, welcome for tuning in. Let's just see who else is left in the chat before we introduce Tan here. Greg Blair is in the house. Gunpla Ratzi, yo Chris, what's going on? We have Hero as well over at Twitch. Guys, it's gonna be a fun event tonight. Why don't we take a quick look and see what Tan is saying. Let's bring Tan out, guys. Hey Tan.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening, how's it going?
I'm good.
Awesome. Very excited for you to be in the show tonight. Thank you for collaborating with me on this episode.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for inviting me here, like talk about my journey and all that, all
Absolutely.
that stuff. Yeah.
I know that you've been away for the Gundam for a bit, but like this year that just passed, 2020, a very weird year for everybody. But you made the best out of it. You came back into the hobby with new builds, new amazing builds, I might add, and really brought that fun back into the community, because like looking at your work is very, very inspirational. But for those people who might not know you as well, because like for me, you only came to my radar, I guess, when you came back. I started following you on your Instagram when just about the same time AO Mecha was about launching. This was maybe after April, so around, I want to say May, June. That's when I'm like, hey, there's this guy here, I'm gonna follow him. and I've been like, following your Instagram posts and your whips and all that stuff. Good stuff. And I was like, this guy right here, you got to watch out for. So I definitely kept you on the radar. I'm very glad I did, because like following your journey was really good. But for those of you guys who might not know you as well, do you mind giving everybody a little bit of background, what you do maybe for a living, maybe your other hobbies as well, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanwyn, aka Akio0504 on Instagram. You might know me, or some people might not. But yeah, I'm currently a 3D artist and a game developer for a local company here in Edmonton. And yeah, I spend most of my free time, most of my spare time for hobby Gunpla. Like recently, I get back to Gunpla since 2020, during the pandemic. Like everyone need to have a hobby, right? So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. And do you remember your first introduction to the hobby? Like, what was your first kit? What was your like your first anime, if you follow any?
I don't really have any interest in anime like back then, like 10 or 11 years ago. And I'm just like in 2010, I remember like when I stopped by a toy shop, and I saw Transformer like models. Nice. And I'm just like, wow, it looks so nice. And even back then, I have no clue about what is model kits, what is Transformer, all that stuff, right? And I'm just like bought one, I bring it home and just like display it. But like when I take a closer look to it, like I need to get another one. And just like one of my friends like introduced me to Gundam, and I start watching like anime. And my first anime that I watched is Double O, and then Gundam Series, yeah. And these are two series that I really love. And later on, I watched like Gundam Age, and I just stopped from there. Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah.
You have a lot of photos here tonight. Very, very interesting. Kind of like a very adventure journey style kind of like photo sessions with the set you gave me. Why don't we go there and maybe we could start talking about some of your earlier days, and then what your current projects are.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a couple of photos here from when you were younger, and I was gonna say before you say who you are in this picture, guys, can you tell from this lot of like rascals where Tan is? I at first I was like, man, they all look the same. It's the shirts. I knew it. But right here, this little sexy devil. Look at that. Plaid shirt, kick-ass hair, gang sign with a ring. Look at it. He's exactly the same. Look at what he's wearing right now. And it's exactly the same shirt, the same face, the same hair, like that flashy hair. So you
were hair back then.
You were originally from Vietnam. So what was it like growing up there, man?
It's a bit harsh in terms of education stuff, but yeah, it's pretty good. I love Vietnam. I love like Vietnamese people. I love the culture there. I love the food. Everything, man. It's my memories there.
Right on.
Yeah.
So again, starting off at Gundam Age, like these were like we were just talking about that. Gundam Age is definitely one of my favorite designs as well. I mean, the story could be a little bit, not for everybody. But did you watch Age while you were building these kits?
Yeah, I watch like I don't I don't have habit like watching like anime during like building kits. I'm just like watching them and just like build kits like later. But yeah, Age is one of my favorite like series, and I'm just a fanboy of Age.
Nice.
But too bad that Bandai like stopped like produce those like awesome kits.
Yeah. And this is some photos of you washing some kits as well. Why do we have this photo here, man?
Yeah, this one is my first like bootleg like kits, because back then like the price of Bandai kits is like crazy. And I'm just
expensive.
like a student, don't have like lots of money to buy kits, so I'm just like got a bootleg and just like
And this is you looking like a professional with the airbrush here.
Yeah, some of my friends told me that, wow, why did you paint your hair? Like,
you must have missed and like started coloring your hair then.
you know.
So here's some early work. I think you mentioned. Is this the Freedom? What are we looking at? This is the Strike Freedom.
Strike Freedom, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's one of my work. It's like that is my first like workspace. Is my balcony of my room.
Is this in Vietnam still, or is it in Canada?
In Vietnam, yeah, in Vietnam. No ventilation, just nature.
Nice. And now here, very cool setup, by the way. And you mentioned that you were doing, you do the 3D artist and you do 3D animation.
Yeah.
Are these your work? This unicorn?
Yeah. It's one of my work.
That's amazing. What program did you use for this?
I use Blender like recently because Blender is like really nice to have and to use. But it needs some attention.
That is really amazing. I love your setup here with the tri-monitor. You have your laptop there. How long would you take to model something like this?
Probably like for a model like that probably took me like 2 weeks or more to just like
That's 2 weeks?
Yeah, block out. Block out 2 weeks. For the finished stuff like that, it's just like a month. It's just like it took really long time to like polish that. So
holy cow, that's amazing, man. Like, gotta share some of that secret sauce with you, man. This guy's oops, too far ahead. We do have a couple of images that you collage together, and thank you for that, because like this definitely gives a different dynamic to the show. Where do you want to begin? Do you want to just talk about general, or do you have a special kit here that you like?
They all like built at the same years, at 2010, I think. Let's start with the 007 Soil, which is my first one, which is my first kit ever.
Okay. This is your first kit, and then what made you stay and build some more kits?
I want to challenge myself. You look at that, my first post, my first kits. I post on a forum, and got lots of response about like how I post my kit, and I got those feedbacks as a motivation to build my further kits.
Nice.
And improve myself a lot during 2010.
Yeah. Oh man, is it 2010 that the unicorn came out? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Has it been over 10 years now?
Over 10 years, yeah.
My god, time is flying by way too fast if you ask me, man.
Yeah,
so obviously you're a big 00 fan. Here again, the 007 swords, the unicorn. Did you think that you were gonna build more like the same scale, or you started like exploring other things like other scales, other series?
I don't really care much about scale stuff. I'm just like whatever I like, I'm just like go ahead and build that. And to me, I think the most like scale that comfort me a lot is MG, is a master grade.
Right.
Yeah, I usually like build like high grade too, but my girlfriend told me that why did you build those like tiny stuff? Try to build something big.
Yeah. Speaking of continuing to build, the next slide here, the Delta Kai. Really, I love this design again from Unicorn. This is the master grade, I believe, and I built this one as well. But you did some. Is this your paint jobs now on this? Is it or
those series of builds is like happens in 2011, 2012.
Nice.
The first like kit that I was like decide to paint or weathering. This one is not actually a paint or a weathering. I tried to make my Delta Plus like look like a boss art. So I try to have you see the pencil there, right?
Yes.
I try to have like I draw the pencil on the same paper, and I'm just like weather all the kits and to have that shade of look. So
nice.
That's what I did.
What you did is I just used like almost lead to darken up the lines and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
To darken up the edges there.
So there you guys go. Some like cheap tricks here to bring out some details. Use some pencils,
just like
very sharp point.
Cheap like pencil on the same paper and just like brushes and like just like weathering.
You dabbled a little bit also on customization. Looks like this guy
which
here.
Is I don't know if I'm proud of it or not, but it's the first time I'm touching like putty. And I'm just
This is
like,
the Tamiya one, or did you use something else?
I think it's a Tamiya one. And I'm just like go crazy with that. And some of my friends told me that you're not gonna sand it, right?
No, just while it's wet, you take your lick and then you just kind of like massage it until it's perfect.
I know it's like too much stuff for me to do back then, and
awesome.
And just like drop there.
So the next couple of slides here, obviously you're still doing your hobby. You're getting. I noticed a big change on your camera and your photography. I love when I saw this. I really like this guy right here. This is Azabi, again, a very big favorite of mine. But every time we have like those reflective surfaces, it is really cool to have. What kind of a surface did you use for this one?
I use my mom's like table mirrors, and just like brought it to my room and just put it on my table and put the kids there. When I finished that photo shoot, my mom just like shout at me like, where did you get my mirrors?
Put it back.
What?
Awesome.
So,
love the builds here. Which ones are what year are we now? This is now 20...
this one 2013. Yeah, 2013. I work on the Shimusha, the Exia, and in the middle of 2013 I working on that Windberg car, the old one. And that Sazabi there is a knockoff, is a bootleg, is a third party one. It's a Sazabi Evo from GoGo. The brand is GoGo. Yeah.
Oh my God, they definitely did not go far, did they?
They not went far.
Oh my God. Next here, a couple of more builds from the Age. I see the Age 3s. And the Musha, again, recolored Musha. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, recolored Musha. That one is a commission. Yeah, a guy on a local forum back then asked me to paint his like Shimusha in a different way. The color scheme is like my choice. So
what forum was it that you were part of?
What's that?
What was the forum called that you were posting?
mechavn.org, but the forum is like it's down now. So it's when Facebook like took over all the internet, it's like forum is like
pretty much dead. There's no point because like you want
right? So
instant
they're suffering.
Yeah. Just a couple of comments here from the YouTube chat. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are having a good evening. Camera work improve leaps and bounds. That's from Edmund. From Mecha Painter Andrew. Easy to forget with a unicorn release every year. And I guess that's to the comment I said, what year is unicorn released even? Because like yeah, almost every year we're getting like a Verka, MGEX Verka. Next year it's gonna be the P Bandai EX, MGEX Banshee or some crazy stuff like that. Choco Falcon photography looks good too. Awesome. From P Media. I learned how to shoot photo from Tan. He is a good photographer too. Oh, look at you, man.
Yeah, it's one of my friends in Vietnam. One of my best friends.
So it's morning there, right? In Vietnam.
Yeah, I think it's 9:30 p.m. there right now.
Oh, sorry, it's a PM or AM?
AM.
AM.
Yeah,
good
AM.
morning, Vietnam. I've always wanted to say that. I've always wanted to say that in the show. Good morning, Vietnam. Woo!
You have overseas fan, man.
Oh man, no, you have overseas fan, man. Awesome. Last comment here from Kshatriya Ghost. Hello, Ariel. Tan is one of my favorite builders. I've asked him questions on Discord and he's always helpful. Glad to see him on AO Mecha Live. I'm glad to see you guys here at AO Mecha Live.
Thanks, man.
I'm very, very glad that Tan is here. Let's continue on, Tan. So we have a little bit more customization now. Definitely evolving into that modeler's journey. You went from like, starting from like snap fitting and all that stuff to getting more what do you call change of colors to now. I've never seen this before. This is really cool. What did you do to these kids?
This one is like late 2013, like when I first like really enjoy like customizing stuff, and I love age. So most of my kit like late 2013 is all about age.
Oh yes,
So,
okay.
Yeah, so I work on this like double bullets. That's my highlight on 2013. I try to give him like lots of weapons as possible. So I,
Just load them up with everything you got, man. Kitchen sink optional.
Yeah. So I put like 6 bullets.
Is this a high grade?
Like guns, like it's high grade, yeah.
It's high grade, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I've always liked the double bullet, but I've never seen an extra like this is. I might actually steal this idea. I'm not even gonna lie, just straight up. Looks good. The next couple of customs here. What else did you work on?
Start
with this guy here.
That thing is the Chinois one. Is just a grunt suit, grunt mobile suit. It's just a soldier, and I'm just like try kit bash and try more details on that, but my details back then it's just like rough, and I took a look over everything like to last year 2020. I'm just like, oh, I miss the I miss my memories a lot. When I first started like customizing, and that one is an real grade. The
This
RG.
is a real grade. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So I took the frame of the strike, and I put just like kit bash some more of the H2 on it.
That's creative.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first off, I've never seen I don't see a lot of people modifying RGs because number one, they're small. There's a lot of parts, like moving parts for such a small kit. But wow, you did. Look at this. This is pretty great. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm just like enjoy like kit bashing a lot back then. And I'm just like
and this is the colored version of it. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just like a finished product of that one.
Very
That
cool.
one I remember I put that one for a contest back then on a Mecha forum, and just like having fun. Contest.
Speaking of Mecha VN, what's again? I'm not too familiar about our overseas communities. Do you mind giving us a little bit of insight on what the modelers are like out there? Do they have a specific style they go for, or like model kits that they tend to go for?
Talking about like builders in Vietnam, I think most of the builders in Vietnam are very talented, and they have their own like style in building stuff, and back then like lots of good people like got lots of good like builders, but the community is not we don't have lots of support for the community, and we just like gathering in like small forum, and we don't have lots of support to go international. So it is everyone is suffer, and
That's awesome.
struggle like, but
that
everyone
it's
is like enjoy building stuff a lot, and lots of talented like builders.
And being so close to Japan and Asia, I mean, like the whole GBWC circuit is there. You have your Orazaku and all that stuff. Do you find that like in the last couple of years that Vietnam has stepped up and into the international game?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like since like I think 2017, one of my friend like joined GBWC in Vietnam, which is like the first one in Vietnam, I think. So that's what I remember. I'm so happy to hear that, but in 2017 I'm not in Vietnam, so too bad. Yeah.
So if you were to enter GBWC, would it be for Canada or would it be for Vietnam?
I'm gonna for Canada, right?
For Canada,
I'm living here right now, so yeah.
Awesome. And your journey from Vietnam, how long? Sorry, like you came here in 2000.
2000. I came here in 2014.
Okay, 2014, 13, 14, because I think I remember that was the year we were talking about that. Yeah. And then you took a break from Gunpla and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I took a break from Gunpla, and I I have interest in Transformer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have lots of interest in like Transformer.
And that's what we're gonna talk about. That I still like Transformers.
Yeah. I'm still painting. I'm still customizing, but in Transformer. But yeah,
nice.
this one, the Barbatos one.
Yes, the Barbatos. Yeah.
This work happened in 2015 when I have a trip back to Vietnam.
Okay, nice.
One of my best friend, he bought the Barbatos that morning, and bring this one over to my place, and asked me to paint it in the day.
In one day?
One day, yeah.
Build
this one
and
is,
paint?
No, airbrushing, like one day.
Oh wow. That's
It's
what
such
type of
really good memories of that.
what type of paints do you tend to use when you're painting your kits?
I use Tamiya mostly, and Gaia, but Gaia is like a little bit expensive back then, so I mostly use like Tamiya. Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't even know about Mr. Hoppy back then. You know.
Next one here, Build Strike. Looking pretty cool. I love that purple blue going on there, by the way.
It's a cobalt blue.
That's cobalt blue? Wow.
Cobalt blue mix a little bit of like purple and white. Yeah. I really enjoy like mixing shade of blue. So yeah.
I like mixing different shades of orange.
Oh really?
I don't know if you could tell, Tan.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Very cool work here. This one caught my eye, the Strike Freedom Gundam. I again, because it's orange, reddish orange, if that's the case. At this point, have you been doing any type of like online competitions or like local competitions, or did you participate any during those years?
I'm just like enjoy my hobbies a lot, so I totally forgot to enjoy join in any contest. I'm just like enjoy my hobby, and lots of contests like happen around me, but it's not catch any of my interest back then. So I'm just like enjoy building kits and just like display, have photos of it, post it online.
Nice.
That's all I did.
There you go, guys. It's not about the competition most of the time. It's whatever makes you happy. And that's what Tan is trying to say there. One of my favorite kits, and Jonathan and I had a conversation over at Mecha Pew Pew last Thursday about this, was the Zeta line. I'm a very big fan of the Zeta. And I know for sure that this little backpack thingy here is from the Grey Wolf.
It's the Grey Wolf. It's a unit 3.
Unit
Grey
3.
Zeta. Yeah.
Nice.
So that one.
And there are the weapons right there.
Yeah, the original color is I think mostly orange.
It is.
You like it, right?
I have it in my backlog. I've been meaning to build that, but like, I like what you did here with the subtle orange and more on like the neutral colors. So what was this build for?
This one actually one of my out of the box, like I jump out my my comfort to have a custom color scheme. So I went a little bit like custom scheme back then. Have a lot of feedbacks, both like negative and positive, but But that's part of the journey, right? There's gonna be ups and downs to it. The next one here, and thanks. There's some more images that you brought in because I was very intrigued by it. This is a resin conversion kit for the Zazabi. So is this your first time working on resin? No, I worked on a couple of resin before. Okay. But mostly for commission and for like people who are interested in like resin. Right. And I'm totally not into resin. Because I'm a customized guy, so I want to build my own kit. I rarely work on resin, so that's actually my current build, the resin one.
Oh, okay. So this Zazabi is on your current plate then. Nice. How do you find the fit and the working with the Zazabi?
For the resin, because that one is not the one from Infinite Dimension. It's a recast. from
Oh, okay.
infinite dimension. So
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough in terms of the process, how to clean up stuff, and involve a lot of sanding and tech fit. So yeah, lots of stuff to do like later on.
Nice. And the next photo here, from the looks of it, this is like
Yeah.
Is this the same kit?
It's the same. No, this one is the original kit from Bandai.
Okay. And you were just comparing what the differences are for it, right?
Mm-hmm. More details on the resin, but Bandai kit itself has lots of details it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this kit I work on during 2016 for one of my friends, one of my best friend in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, he asked me to paint it for him in a white color scheme. So yeah, I just go wild with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite build back then.
So here's a question, and again, it's kind of a loose question. I'm just thinking in my head. There might be some people in the audience that probably have been approached by others to build some stuff for them. You know what I mean? Like either be it commission or just a favor. What kind of advice would you give those guys who are thinking of doing work for others? Like things to consider when they're working for other people.
That's a good question, because I have lots of experience on that kind of situation. Because when you work on something that you motivated and you want to do it, you for example, like you work on your own kit, right? So you really take care of it. You want it to be perfect, you want it to be really nice, but it's gonna be another story when someone asks you to do for them, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So back then, my thought is like, I don't know how to say, but I kind of care about my kids more than others.
Okay.
That is what I did wrong back then, and I have lots of that comes with lots of consequences later.
Right.
Yeah, and one of my honest comments on that is, whenever you work for anyone or you work for yourself, it's a hobby, and if you love this hobby, you need to treat everything the same way. So you need to balance everything, right?
Absolutely. And with also like quality and the caliber that you would want to it's like when someone maybe this is just for me, but like some thought on that too. It's like if someone hires me to do it, it's like, what do I want to do on top of what is expected, right? So there's a little bit of definite delicacy between the two. Yeah.
You know what, I'm sorry, because when people they want you to build their kits, they expect to have the kits really nice as the one that you built. So you cannot go so easy when you build that for them. And one of my comments is treat everything balanced.
That's it. Absolutely, guys. So for those of you guys that are thinking, I've come across this because how much should they charge? What should they expect and all that stuff? I mean, before you even do that thing, I think you guys got to know for sure, one, you know who you're working with, what the expectations are, and the quality that you would do for yourself, because that's what they want to see, right? Like how you would work on your kit.
And one more thing is when money involves in, it's gonna be another story, because if you work for yourself, no price, no budget, no rate that you require, right?
Exactly.
But if money comes in, that can affect you a lot. That's when you have to control yourself. That's when you have to that's when you have to think and processing how you gonna enjoy this hobby without money involved. So
absolutely. We might have an episode with that actually later on with Mecha Pew Pew about like dealing with commissions, freelances, hiring, and actually getting noticed and all that stuff. Because I think that's gonna be a fun one. Tan, we might have you for that one because I think
for sure,
it'd be a nice fun little session. Let's continue on to a little bit of a lighter note here. The Manzinger kit here looking really fresh as well. Love the gold. What can you tell us about this kit here, man?
This kit is my girlfriends like really love the design of the Mazinger.
Oh,
so
nice.
When I shop at a local shop here in Edmonton, and the kit like caught her eye, so
nice.
she the one who bought that kit and asked me to do a commission, and
so she commissioned you.
Yes,
to do a kit for her.
like,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
can
cute.
you just paint for me a color scheme which like has white and gold, lots of gold, because
Lots
I
of
like
gold.
gold. Yeah.
I think that's a hint, man.
I know, man.
That is a hint, man.
Yeah, that's how I wrote it. During this one, I currently work on my Jesta.
Yeah.
And I have to drop it in the middle and just like jump into this like Mazinger and just like finish it for her.
Oh, nice. That's so nice of you. Before we continue on that story, I do have a quick question here from the chat. Sorry, it's a little bit late, from Riot over at Twitch. He's asking, where do you get your resin kits? Do you have like a go-to store, or do you get it from locally sourced, like for the kits that are resin?
For the resin, I didn't like shop a lot of resin. So most of my resin is like commission, and my client just like bought everything and just sent me over here. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. When they provide the materials too, you don't have to shop for it. I like that part.
And it's fun that I told them that I might be a little bit slow on this.
Yeah.
Are you in rush? If you in rush in like a month or 2 months, I'm not gonna make it, because I'm busy with my day job and just like enjoy hobby, so I'm not rushing. So and what they told me is just take your time, your time, and just do what you do best. I can wait 2 or 3 years, but yeah,
maybe not that long, Dan.
Yeah, I know, but like, okay. So yeah, I'm just accept that. So
nice.
It's fun. It's fun that you have friends, which is your client and so, right? So yeah.
Awesome. There's a comment here from Ni G Shop. I remember that she insisted Tan to buy this one for her. Lol. Okay. Let's get back to that. And sorry, Riot. I mean, online there's a lot of, just to answer your question, there's a lot of like online stores. There's, I believe, E2046 is a very popular one. Simp Pro in the US as well. They carry some new products coming up. If you saw the Chris Pabs interview last week, he did preview the Age 2 Magnum what's it called, the conversion kit or like upgrade kit, and it looks really good. There's a lot of stuff here. Ask around the forums as well, or the communities.
I think there's one place called Musigan Hobby. Yeah, Musigan Hobby. They carry like most of the resins from different brands, so better take a look at that too. It's a good go-to.
There you go. So hopefully that helps you, Riot. Let's continue on with the story here, Tan. So gold and white is your theme here. Like, was the white your idea because you ran out of gold, or you just want to balance it out?
She wants to have like white and gold, but a little bit of shading, because she don't want it to be really clean. She wants it to be like a box art kind of stuff, like, but not too much damage. So I just go with shading route, which is like really nice, subtle shading, and pops up.
How did you approach your pre-shading, by the way, or did you is it pre-highlight or pre-shading when you did
yours? It is pre-shading.
Pre-shading.
Prime first, and then shading with black, and then just like highlight with white.
Nice. Okay. let's continue on with the next. Well, actually, let's just zoom in real quick here because let's get some of that. Let's get some of that DNA going. No, that's too much. That's too much right here. Appreciating again, focusing on crevices and corners and all that stuff. Not to overshade too much too, because then you're gonna force the shadow onto objects. And then you could only recover that way with, I guess, with the highlights. So you have some like highlights on the parts that are like most I guess topographically raised, right? So anything that's like bumping out, and mainly you focus where the shading is with the corners and crevices and all that stuff.
And
good stuff.
One more thing I want to add on about shading is instead of it's just like my reference in shading, it's just my way of shading, which is instead of pre-shade all the edges,
right.
that traditional shading, right? Instead you just like imagine like what is the light source of the light will bounce in the kit, and just shade those like edges. It's gonna make your kit like different, and it can somehow evolve your shading skill a lot, and your how you look at your kits and how you want to display your kit in different like situations.
Right.
So yeah, one of my recommendations is like try different things, experience, like test a lot, so you can find your way.
Very nice. And yeah, that's something to keep in mind, guys, when you guys are pre-shading. Thank you for that, Tao. Let's go to the next one here. Oh, is this from the same? Is this wow? Is this from? This is not from Mansinger. I must have put this in the wrong loop, did I? What's going on here?
This one is one of my builds on Transformer. It's a
It's a Transformer. Okay,
yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna shift this guy to a little bit further down.
Yeah. That's Transformer. Yeah.
That's a Transformer one. Okay, let's skip this guy. My mistake. Back to Gundam. There we go. We're back to Gundam. We're gonna be talking about Transformers. Now we gave them a little bit of taste of the other stuff. So we're gonna have to like talk about that in a bit. This is the RG Unicorn Banshee. What are you looking at?
High grade, actually.
It's a high grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a high grade. One of my favorite kit, and
you know what? I didn't even notice that you detailed it until like I just zoomed in. Now I was like, what is this guy talking? Oh, look at this. Let's talk about this. Look at this sexy chest.
It's fun because this kit, like this is the first one that I worked last year when I just came back from the break to Gunpla, and this is the first one that I did on customizing stuff again, and yeah, I look up on Instagram,
right.
Twitters, follow lots of builders, and just like trying to improve my skill again, because this is the first one that for a long time that I'm not customizing stuff. So yeah.
Do you have any like favorite builders or like friends that you follow that you take inspiration from?
David Liu, Choco Falcon. Yeah.
The crazy Mad Hatter.
Yeah, one of my idol like back then in 2012.
Nice.
When I first saw his like Sinanju, like the one that win the Singapore like champion, I'm just like addicted to like Gunpla more and inspire a lot. So David is totally one of the name that comes up in my head first.
Oh, look at you! You're making him blush now. David Choco Falcon on the chat.
He's inspired me and lots of builders out there. So
yeah, absolutely.
And the second one, I only have two builders in my mind: Choco Falcon and Ide.
Ide, oh my God! So Ide, when I saw his version Ed Zetas, blew my mind away. I think that's like the use of like the pistons, the cutaway of the armor, extra tiny details. And the thing is, like, they were high grades. We were talking about this just before the show, and like the amount of details that he put in there. So when you saw Ide's work, like what are some of the stuff that made you go, oh, this guy, I want to hug this guy?
Yeah, one of the style that I steal from eBay is the piston style.
Yes,
So
I see that right here.
I have lots of piston in my builds, and those are one of the main inspiration of mine from eBay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's continue on with the next ones here, shall we? Then you start. This is the chop shop. You like chop and start putting together and working together on this. So this is one of the first customizations you did when you were on break. What did you do during your break, and how long was it?
I took a break when I came here in 2014. I'm just like painting Transformer and just like focus on Transformer. And I took a break until like just last year. And
Nice.
what I did is just like I came here for study, and went to university, all that stuff. I busy with university life.
Nice.
4 years, so kind of busy, and I really enjoy into photography, video editing, animation, and 3D during the break. So I learned a lot from different discipline. So I try to improve my skill set in different in different disciplines. So
and we're gonna be looking at a whole bunch of other disciplines in the next bit. I just want to do a quick shout out to everybody that's on the chat right now. Like, there's a lot of people here chatting and talking away here. Just want to say shout out to them. We have a P Media, we have Niji Shop, Kshatriya Ghost here. Can't rush quality work. That was a comment when we were talking about you're working with others. I like to see here the gradient paint details. Ooh, love it. That is from Edmund. And that's when we were looking at the Mansinger. From Choco Falcon, cough. I think he is now choking on the compliments he's getting. It is an honor, bro.
I know, man.
Yeah.
You deserve that. You deserve that, David.
Hands down. And I'm very glad that Choco Falcon, if you guys did not get a chance to watch it, episode 1 season 2 of Feature Builder, he was the season opener. Feel free to check that out on the YouTube playlist at AO Mecha. And let's see here, last comment from Ide. Ide is godlike in person. Yeah, I feel like he's just radiating with creative energy, and that just by looking at him through some kind of energy transfer, that you will get some of that good positive creative energy, and you're just gonna start building things with more pistons and cutaways. Let's see here, Persistent Turtle, he's giving you a thumbs up, bro. Over at Twitch, lots of stuff happening. We have Riot, we have Louise, we have Hero, we have Gemwolf, we have a whole bunch of people here. They're just chatting away. Guys, welcome to AO Mecha Live. It's a Saturday night here, and our guest, as you know, Tan is an amazing builder all around. And if for those of you guys that are in the same journey, you could probably relate at some point between when he started to where he is now and where he is going. And we're gonna have more about that in the next couple of slides. But for now, I think Tan, we're just gonna do a quick break and grab some water or something, and then we're gonna be right back with more images, guys. So check this out. We'll be right there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the stream, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the show so far. I just want to let you guys know about an amazing online community that I'm part of, and it's called Side 6. Here, you will find like-minded modelers and hobbyists who enjoy the mecha and gunpla genre. We encourage posting of whips, projects, and tutorials to help each other move forward in our hobby and in our community. We are always open to new members of all skill levels, so come check us out at facebook.com/groups/side6. We also have an Instagram where we feature members' works, and you can find that at instagram.com/side6_mecha. For all new club information, resources, and news, you could check out our website at www.side6.club. All right, let's get back to the show and see what's going on there. Hey, welcome back, guys. My name is Ariel, and you're watching AO Mecha Live. It's a feature builder episode here. Tonight, we are joined by Tan, aka Akio0504. Before we get back into the show and tells, can you tell us a little bit about your username, Akio0504? What does it mean? Where'd you get it? What's the origin story?
Akio is just it's a rapper from Japan. It's the name of a rapper that I really like from Japan. It's Nakakyo. I think so. I don't really, remember his name actually. but yeah, he's one of my favorite like rapper in Japan. And 0504 is my date of birth. April
okay.
5th.
Wait. Did you say April 5th?
Yes.
That's my birthday.
Oh man.
Dude, that is my birthday.
That's destiny, eh?
Oh my god. I was wondering if it was gonna be 04 is the day and then 05 is the month, because in my head it's like, oh, May 4th. But it's the other way around,
No.
April 5th.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Because the placement of date and month in Vietnamese, like different from here. So 0504 is April 5th.
So for me it's 0405, which is April 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, look at that. We have so much in common. Love for Gundam, love for customization.
Yeah.
Oh man, being on screen, and now birthday. Is there anything you don't do, man? Look at this guy. We're gonna get back to the show and tell here, but we did get a redeem for hydrate and stretch, both from Riot. So I'm gonna do the stretch first, because like I think I need to arc my back a little bit. Feel free to join if you want, but you don't have to.
Wow.
Stretch.
That's good.
And I'm gonna hydrate because Riot here said to take a drink. So thank you for that, Riot. Oh man, water. I've been drinking coffee and water, but the coffee is laced with Baileys, so don't tell anybody that. Let's get back to the show, guys. We were talking about you do other stuff as well, like Transformers, outside of like Gunpla, but there's a next couple of slides here that other stuff that you do that's not even mecha related. So why don't we talk about that for a bit?
For sure, yeah. This one is one of my friends, like in Vietnam. He asked me to do a ship from the Pirates of Caribbean. So this one is a Flying Dutchman. So he wants exactly the same like style look from the reference. So I'm just like go wild with that.
Right.
Yeah. It
Awesome.
involves a lot of like shading, weathering.
How big is
stuff. Sorry?
How big is the scale of this?
It's 50 centimeters in the length.
Oh wow.
And the same length with the height. So it's pretty big.
Is this your first time working on with a boat, or have you worked on other kits like this?
It's actually my first time, and I'm hopefully I can have a second time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. What did you learn from this build?
I learned a lot from this one, especially in weathering and how to add like effects on certain kind of materials. So yeah.
How did you, just out of curiosity, like what type of materials did you use to get those extra texture? Or are they part of the kit already?
The texture that I mix between that, I think not lots of people knows about this one, but I mix the toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Okay.
Toilet paper, water, and school glue. The white one, and mix everything together. So it's gonna have a kind of a liquid, and just like paint over the brand ship. And yeah, I can just like add the texture where I want to have like later on. So
right on. And for those who are looking to start doing some like weathering and very heavy weathering, like can you do some pointers of like what you did and what maybe they could try out?
It took like 5 days to dry out, and involve a lot of time and materials, especially on the bottom of the ship, which is like show lots of texture and details and paint works. Actually,
for the colors, like were they like pigments, or did you use
I use airbrush for the main like shadings color.
Yeah.
And for the texture I use like I just acrylic paints. And yeah, for the the upper part, I don't know
Like the mast and all that stuff in the lines.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I use like Tamiya like spray paint. I spray over to create the effects of dust and stuff. It's kind of dust, and when you go under the sea, the rush and all that kind of stuff that happened to
like
that
barnacles and like shells and all that stuff. Nice.
And when the primer, like Tamiya primer, intact with the fabric, it kind of create a really interesting like texture. I experiment a lot. I try a lot of stuff to because my curiosity is like want to see how it looks when you combine this and this together. So that's why I want to experience and experiment a lot. So
that's it, guys. So don't be afraid to use anything that you could think of to create that. But like looking at this, lots of like if you're going for like something that's dramatic and lots of weathering, adding those extra textures and extra details goes a long way. Let's go to the next one here. Star Wars. This is a what's her name from Game of Thrones?
I don't.
Phasma? It's Phasma. Phas something, not Phantasm.
It's Captain something.
Captain Phasma? Right? Oh my god, it's in the tip of my tongue. Yeah, anyways, I think it's Captain Phasma. So
one of the guy that I know, he went to cinema. When you go like see a movie in the theater, we have a drink, right? And on top of the on top of the drink is like a topper. It's like certain kind of like figure stuff. And he's the guy who like he's a collector that he collects like every kind of figures that called a topper, and he want me to paint those toppers.
Right.
So this guy right here is one of my work for him. I want he just like throw it there and just like do what you want to do with that.
Nice.
As long as it looks nice.
Well, it looks almost like a statue after you finish this. What I was looking at here is like this. I've seen the topper before. It's like with plastic thing, and you added like with all these like shading and chrome and all that stuff.
I did lots of strong shading on top of this topper, and try to use like metallic like paint.
Nice.
To show the details, show the materials on the surface, and
well done. The next one's here, some photography. And you were doing some we were talking about this, like some photo manipulation with your kits. Very cool poster, like. So you went through a phase of that. Like what was going through? What were you trying to achieve here?
One of my friends, which is my best friend in Gunpla, during 2014, 2013, yeah, and he's that's my kid, right? And he's the one who paints a lot. He really loves shading, and he asked me to do a photo shoot of his his builds, and later on I have the ideas of why don't we make like those photo becomes like something like more dramatic, more of a box art style.
Yes, yeah.
So I asked him to have some of his photo. Can I work on it? And those photo manipulation is like born there.
So for those guys that want to do something similar to this with their posts, either for like social media or just for like for fun, can you give them some tips on how you achieve the blast and maybe how to pose it with the lighting?
Actually, when you think about photo manipulation, think about the light source first. How you want to achieve like later on, so you know how to set up your light, and it make your editing easier in a later phase. So the key is light.
And for these energy blasts, like how did you get them from a stock image or did you create them?
Back then, I don't have any like stock like website that I can grab from. And just like Google like plasma beam or a gun beam or something like that, and just like take the pictures and just go crazy.
Nice. Again, here's some more photo manipulation guys from other series. We have Super Sentai. We have Trigun, Vash over here. I love this, by the way, the blurring of the foreground, just to give it that that extra effect. So for that one, guys, if I was to guess how you did this, definitely you're gonna have a duplicate layer on top, and then you're gonna do a Gaussian blur on top. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna erase this portion here to reveal this figure, which is not blurry, because I could see right here, if I was to guess, this is still blurry right here. See that?
It's like I think the most important thing in photo manipulation, especially in those like toys, is like the dynamic and how the movement is like happen in the scene, right?
Right.
So that's kind of brought the idea of mine to create like some radiant blur in certain like direction of the parts of the figures. So that's why I did some, how can we achieve like dynamic in movement the pictures.
Nice. And guys, like if you guys are doing any type of creative photos and art like that, tag me on your socials, because I want to see what you guys could come up with. I think that's gonna be fun. Challenge. Okay guys, challenge for you guys this week. Those of you guys who want to pick up this challenge, I think this is gonna be a fun one. Tag myself, AO and Akio0504 April 5th. Look at this guy on your post. Let's see them awesome photo manips. I think that's gonna be fun. What do you think, Tan?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I stopped those photo manipulation for a long time, and
I think it'd be nice
to
see.
To bring back those motivation, inspiration back. So absolutely, yeah.
I think that's gonna be a fun one. Okay, let's continue on. Transformers. We were talking about Transformers. This is the Optimus Prime from the. Oh man, what movie is this? Transformers 3?
This one is number 3. Yeah.
Number 3. It's the first night Optimus, or the last night. Oh man, I forgot the title of that one. It's Transformers. It's not Dark Side. Is it Dark Side of the Moon for this one?
I don't. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah.
So for here, what did you do? What is this? Is this an action? Sorry, this is the toy action figure Transformer, or is it model kit?
This one actually leader class from Hasbro. You can look up the internet. The leader class Optimus Prime from Hasbro. So I did a customize of everything. Make him like cannot transform anymore. So adding more details on to the kit itself. And
what type of paint? Let's go back to that one. What type of paints do you tend to use when you're doing these?
This one actually, I did this one when I was here in Canada in 2014, and I don't have any equipment or materials with me. I don't have my workspace. I just have my my paintbrush and some craft paints that I got from Dorama Store.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just like customize the hell out of it and just like brand it and just like having fun like building it. And lots of people support me on this build. And actually one guy in Vietnam has bought this one from me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you did justice for sure. I love that the details popped up, especially with the reds here. A little bit of like the rusting and weathering and all over. Very cool. So the next one here, actually, before we get to the next one, there's a couple of comments I just want to get to. Captain Phasma, that was one. The Last Night, that was the name for the Optimus. And then Choco Falcon is saying Sandrum Gundam have a lot of nice artwork. Ben Voigt is on the chat as well. Welcome, Ben. That photo is amazing. Great work.
Thank you.
And from Jonathan here, Jonathan Velasquez, looks awesome, reflects the anime style. Yep, a very stylized, super foreshortened, kind of like dynamic posing and dynamic angles for that. Here we go with the another Optimus Prime. This one looks more badass.
This one is a model kit. This one is a model kit that I worked on, and I don't really remember the brand. But it's DMK, I think.
What scale or how big do you think this is?
This one is big, as big as the Sazabi.
Oh, that's pretty big then.
Yeah, Sazabi Vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah, the height is about the same, and the detail is like so nice on that.
So a little bit more Transformers. We have Sentinel Prime here. I had this Transformer. I remember donating a good chunk of my Transformer up because I just ran out of space. And this is one of them that went. It was a Rosenbaum truck that they based it on. So again, this is from the leader class toy from what it looks like. And just I guess what kind of work did you do on this one? I see some detailing on the chest here. Let's zoom in real quick.
Yeah, detailing. Make it look real as possible because Hasbro toy line is a little bit childish, a little bit like toys, right? So I want to make it look like more realistic, look like the one in the movie. So I learned a lot like doing those kind of painting job, detailing, weathering, because Transformer is more mechanic and more real life, right? So I learned a lot from those builds. And
wow, the next images I'm just looking at is 10 lots of like really it feels almost like they're statues the way I'm looking at them, just because the first one here that caught my eye was like with the base and all that stuff. This is from the War for Cybertron Optimus. And again, man, we're talking, I should just have a show that's all Transformers stock, because like all of this I miss too sometimes. It's like I don't have, like I used to be a big collector of Transformers, and I remember trying to do a challenge where I would collect all the Optimus Primes.
Yeah.
But you know how crazy some of the prices are for these Optimus Primes? Like not this one in particular, but like some of the vintage ones, like Leo Prime or Star Saber Prime, or any of like the older Primes.
They are really high in price, in value, I think. Yeah. So.
And even this toy, I hated this toy. This is from the Transformers 3 or something, and it's so disproportionate, and I wasn't a fan of this, but you made this look really good. I see a lot of like detail up here with the gold and whatnot.
Dry brushing, weathering, and whenever you repaint the kit, you paint the kit again and combine together with diorama, you're gonna have a different point of view.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and here we have Shockwave. Wow, that is cool. I love the metallic. Like, can you tell us a bit like what you did for the, because this wasn't metallic in the toy.
It's like a corrosive like kind of paint technique that I used on this one. I think this one is the first one that I tried that technique, and I create my own ways of create like corrosive like surface. And I think I posted one post of mine on Instagram about how to get the corrosive like paint surface on Instagram. So yeah, if anyone interested in that, just come and take a look, and you guys can develop your own way of making it look awesome.
Do you think you could do a brief, like if you could do like step by step right now? Can you do a brief of that? And go. Go. Go
prime first the kit, and then do one of the way to make the metallic looks metallic is hand paint. So because hand paint you have lots of pressure, and you kind of create texture while you painting, so it kind of create lots of nice texture on the kit while you paint. So and later on you can just like wash with the black wash, or some really good wash from Citadel paint that I use like Noon oil. It's the good one. And after that you can just like dry brushing. I try different way in like different views, so I don't really have really one step to make it look like that. So there's different ways. So
if we're just talking about dry brushing, I know these guys here. So for example, if you guys are looking at like corner chips of paint, did you use like a silver marker, or did you go for like a silver paint when you did the
I use Tamiya titanium silver for that one, because I think Tamiya titanium silver is one of the best one of the best like silver paint for weathering.
Right. Okay.
So I always use that kind of silver on most of my metallic weathering to reveal the silver like underneath.
Mm-hmm. And here's a little bit more work. Dude, I had all these toys except for this guy here. I don't remember this one, but like
that one is from the third party one. So
yeah. Okay.
Hasbro doesn't make it. So yeah.
Because I remember I have the Hasbro version of it, but it did not look like this at all. I know I have this, but it's still in its box. So I do have like a couple of like Transformer backlog. Is that a thing? Do you have a Transformer backlog?
Oh no, I stopped collecting Transformer right now because I'm into Gundam more.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man, I did not like this stupid shield that he had for this toy. I remember that. This one here, the third party for this would be the staff, but I think all of these guys are still stock, right?
Yeah, the accessory is like third party. Yeah.
And this leader class here, man, I hunted this down through 15 different Toys R Us. Because I wanted to get my hands on it. I had the leader class Optimus, and now when after I got it, I had it, and it looks great. It looks awesome, but it felt not as proportionate when it was side by side with the leader class Optimus Prime. I don't know how you felt about that one, but
I think one of the I don't know, but I think this Ironhide leader class is one of my favorite.
Yes, no, I love it. I love it. I even bought the third party add-on where he had the see this slot right there, this guy right here. That's where the extra bazookas and stuff came out. Because like in the movie he had like that thing where he was shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's such a I donated this to Value Village because I went to a big purge. Third party, leader class, Voyager class, deluxe class, boxes full because like I just it was getting out of hand, guys. And I hope whoever has my Transformers now that you guys are enjoying it because I still have fond memories.
Like I really like to repaint those Transformer because I can learn the placement of the details on those kits, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty unique. It's different from Gunpla, but you can take some of the details over there to put over to Gunpla, and you can learn from each other like really well. So
absolutely. So the next one here, Bumblebee. What are we looking at, man?
Yeah, it's just same thing. It's a topper that I said before. Same guy. He asked me to do the paint job, and
nice. And here are some like whips of like all those stuff that you were painting earlier on for trans. So you actually take them apart when you're painting.
I took everything apart and unscrew everything, make sure that I can paint it separately. So make sure everything is like balanced, right?
Nice.
Because if everything is in one piece, you don't know that where you paint and where you not paint yet. Especially
Here's another. Sorry, I'm just looking at you. This is a rare one. The Soundwave car version from is it Revenge of the Fallen?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And
man,
a Jazz and Bumblebee, but like, you know how I've never got my hands on this. I never touched this Transformers, and
it's a rare one. It is a rare one.
It's a rare freaking kit because like number one, it's like this Mercedes brand gave it that extra. Oh yeah, we're only gonna limit it to X amount. And I'm like, holy cow! Thank you for the memories on this one. Okay, so we're gonna be talking. Hang on, what's next here? I think we're gonna be talking about your builds next. So why don't we start with the GM? We're gonna go through the GM and then we're gonna do a quick break on that.
Part.
Yep. So GM Sniper 2, one of your most iconic builds to date. Very much loved what you did on this one. Why don't you tell us the story of like why you chose this kit, where you took it, and how you got there?
Yeah. So it's a fun story. That my brother, like he played Gunpla for a couple years now in Edmonton. And during that time, I'm not playing. I'm not into this hobby for a while, and I asked him like, where can I get Gunpla in Edmonton? Can you show me where? So he showed me there's a local shop in Edmonton, is a knee gift shop. So and I went there. It's inside a hub mall in university, you know. And when I get there, one of my friends over Vietnam, he asked me to do a build off.
A build off. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
a build off.
okay.
So we both working on the GM Sniper 2.
Nice.
And yeah, and no hesitated. I just like went there, grabbed that kit, get home, build it right away, because it's been a long time that someone asked me to do a build off that I wish for, and yeah, just like right on time. And I'm just, yeah, so why not like we give like this a try and see how it comes later. So yeah, that's how it started. And I'm
nice.
just like,
shout out to my friend Johnny here, because like we used to do draw offs, which is similar to this, like build offs, where we would, because I used to be big into the illustration and drawing as well. Just to parallel your story, basically, like, yeah, like I have a friend that like we would draw something like a subject or like a character together and see where we go. But so this is your take on the GM for a build off. What did you do? Like what were some of the stuff you wanted to do to it?
you know, my style, piston. So my old style, I want to get into it again. I'm trying to rebuild the piston of the GM Sniper, which is not like, you know, appear in the original kit. That piston, actually, I got that piston from the shoulder inner frame.
Oh, okay. So this was part of it originally. Okay.
Yeah. The original part of the piston is from the shoulder inner frame. And my way of customizing a kit is I never you know, take parts from different kits into my current build, unless I feel necessary to take another part from another kit. So I try to reuse the parts from the current kit, so to build a new part. So that is my way of customizing. So
over here too. These are new holes here, right?
Yeah, I make a hole over there, put a pin in.
Wow, I love the GM Sniper too. I think this is one of like the better GM designs to date. Very articulated, very posable, and lots of details. Here's a comparison size between not an RG, that's a regular high grade RX. But let's take a look at the detail. Let's talk about the details here quick.
Yeah, talk about the details.
What was going through your mind when you were developing your placement for details? Like, what were some of the stuff that we were thinking about when you started approaching this project?
When I start, my way of customizing is when I start like approaching a kit. For another builders, they might go with sketches, right? Rough sketches of the kit, how they want it to become later. But mine is just I'm just jump back into that kit, and I'm just like have a research how the structure of it, how everything connects together. How can I use the parts? For example, that how can I use the shoulder parts that can use it for the bottom parts of the body. That how I generate my ideas, and how I take the advantage of another part, another armor on the body for the upper parts. I'm just like messing around with all the parts, try to kit bashing, but not using the extra parts from another kit, using the same part from one kit, but you can kit bash it. So that is one way of my customizing.
Let's talk about some of these materials you use, styrene, plot plates, and all that stuff. Did you like draw it out first and then cut the styrene, or did you cut the styrene and then it's gonna fit here, it's gonna fit there?
Yeah, I need to take a look at the surface of the parts first, and then imagine how the shape. I'm gonna cut the styrene and I'm gonna put on that part. And I'm just like outline the shape that I want on the styrene, and just like cut it out. yeah.
Wow, look at that. There's like even extra vents on the vents itself.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have enough vents on your grills. Here you go. Add some stuff. One thing I noticed here, the cutaways. So this guy right here, definitely a big cutaway on this one here. Did you just chop it? Like what was going through your head when you?
I chop it in half. Actually, I chop it in half because when I take a look at the inner frame of the GM Sniper, I see all the mechanical like details inside the frame. It's like which is like really nice. Why don't we give it a chance to like review it, right? Why don't we just like review the frame? So I decided to cut that part in half and create some, you know, interesting like review of the inner frame inside.
Wow.
So people can see the piston inside that tights. So yeah.
See, the thing I love about this one, I just want to make a comment. Like, let's talk about the chest and torso here. I don't know about you, but I feel like IBO really kind of reignited that for me, that love for pistons and thin waist for this. And I again love the style on this one. Love the details on this. It must have been like crazy cutting these pieces like similar, or try to cut it similarly to shape, right?
Yeah. I honestly like I have never cut like those tiny parts before. So this build is my first attempt on most of the thing, like tiny parts, keep bashing, cutting stuff, how to panel lining, how to create new panel line, everything. I learned from this build a lot, and I can take those experience to another builds later. So
absolutely,
this is one of my favorite builds so far.
Let's talk about the gun here. Obviously, traditional snipers hold their guns. This is still a sniper, but he's not holding his gun.
It's hanging. The gun is hanging.
I love that. Talk about the gun. What did you do to build up this gun right here, man?
The gun is a little bit complicated because I don't really like the original shape of the gun.
Yes, I wasn't a fan of it either. It is very real world looking, but I don't know, it just felt off as well, right? Yeah. Sorry, go on.
So I bought some square like styrene rod, the square one, in square shape, and just like cut it and place it as I want first. And I really don't have any sketches for this one. Yeah.
So what are some of the parts that we're looking at? I know you reuse some of the parts, because like I'm noticing there's like some armor here.
Yeah. That what I said before. Like I take the advantage of it, reuse the extra part from the kits, from the another section of the body of the kit for the gun. So I use the skirt armor. I use like everything that I'm not using for the body, so I can take advantage of that and use for the gun, so I can build that better.
Did you find that there was any type of like posing issue with all these like exposed parts? Like they feel top heavy at some point?
Yeah. When you posing, it's gonna have when you customizing something, there's a point that when you posing, it's gonna be a problem, right? So that's how you process on how to troubleshooting problems.
Did you glue any pieces as a fixed pose, or can this still be?
Yeah, it can still be moved easily for the waist portion, because I try to like figure out how to make it like as movable as possible without any glue, because I don't really like to use like glue on the joint or on the waist, because that can decrease the articulation of the kit, right? So so I try to improve it as I go.
Let's go to the next one here. That's to see a little bit more of the whips and probably there's the back view of this one here. Again, I love that. Things to keep in mind, guys, like patterns and stuff, like symmetrical for both sides. Like little details like this is actually really great. Is that copper that you use for that?
It's copper wire, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you could pretty much use whatever you can to like
Yeah.
get that like piece, eh?
Yeah, because like I just get back to Gunpla and I don't have like lots of materials around me. I need to research. I need to learn. I need to decide what to use on the build. And even for the symmetry, like shoulder pad, it gave me a hard time because I've never did any symmetrical like design or build before. So I did a lot of research on other builders, how they create like symmetrical parts the easiest way, and from there I create my own ways of customizing those details.
That's awesome. Let's take a look at further. Like I'm just really astounded by like the amount of details because like I'm really now looking at it with like a fine microscope. Let's talk about the extra scribing here. What did you use to scribe, and like what are some of this like the thought process when you're laying down the design on these shields?
I'm just like because I'm a 3D artist, so I did a lot of modeling on hard surface. So that kind of create my habit of imagination of where can I put those panel lines, how can I design it, and for real, honestly, for other builders, when you see them draw the panel lines on the parts and then they put the tape and then they scribe it, but I don't have that kind of habit, and I'm just like place my guide tab or my ruler on and just like scribe through my head. So I don't know it's good or bad, but that is my own way of creating panel lining. And I using chisel.
The chisels. Do you have a favorite brand? BMC, MadWorks? What do you got?
I have two BMCs before from my old times of modeling. And as long as I go, I'm just like buy more. So I have like a variety of brands on chisels like BMC, MadWorks, DSPR.
Nice. We were talking about 3D modeling earlier on, and again, it is really cool to see like a little bit of like transferable skill sets on this one, because this right here is your take on your color scheme patterns, right? Like what can you tell us about like what we're looking at here?
Because this one I want to have it look like a scout like soldier. So it's kind of an assassin like soldier. So it's kind of thin and skinny and durable and more dynamic in the battleground. So I try to have it more of the dark color scheme at first. So I go with the gray, and I just start from there. And I just want to have a standout more, probably how can I say that, a more standout color. Like
accent color, like a pop-out color.
Yeah, the pop-out color in general. That because the gray color is a little bit dull, so it's getting boring when you have lots of gray and shade of gray without any pops up color. So I'm just like want to have those color on those details, on those pistons, on those like covers, so that can stand out your
kit and color more.
Scheme, yeah.
If I was to select, I would. This one probably won for me. I really like the color scheme that you did on this one right here. That's so
what
cool.
That's what I went later on with the orange and the grayish like color scheme. So yeah.
Is this in Photoshop or is this in? Did you model this?
It's Photoshop. I took a pictures and just put on Photoshop. Outline the shape of the armors and put color in. So
nice. Speaking of gun, there's a more whip and closer look of it. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Like if I was to look at it, things I'm noticing, definitely you took some of from the sniper rifle. This one I'm not familiar with. This one is from this arm, skirt.
Yeah,
You chopped everything. Holy cow,
yeah,
man.
everything that I can use from another part of the body, I can put that in and try to organizing them. And for the magazine is from the gun. It's from the small gun.
The small,
yeah.
I'm just noticing also some of the detail parts that you're using here. This is like what the MSG detail parts?
Yeah, MSG like detail parts. But that one is a recast one that I got it like 10 years ago that I haven't used it. So
okay.
I have to use it, right? Yeah.
Here are some close-up guys of the shield. Again, I love that idea. Like, because this is an attack shield, right? Like this is like you could hold it over here as like a sword if you want to hit someone with it. And it has like the pointy stuff. You even added an extra point to it as if it's not pointy enough.
But yeah, I want to have an idea of detachable shield that can have you function as a shield and as a weapon. So
nice.
when you detach it, it becomes a blade, kind of. So yeah, I like this idea and just like went with it.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I love the
lots
idea.
Of people, lots of people like that idea. So yeah.
Here's a little additional close-up of like things that you chopped and retooled here. Let's take a look at the feet real quick. What did you do for the feet here?
For the feet, I think I took that part and I cut apart everything and just like review the frame as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah. So to review the mechanical of the kits without adding too much details on the kit itself, because at that time I was lazy too. I don't want to put more extra work on details, so I'm just like, why don't I just cut and rearrange the part to review the current details that of the original kit. Yeah, and this one is I
extended it.
Yeah,
that's a different way of extending it. So because I'm usually just use like what do you call it? Like they would chop a certain piece and put like putty to increase it. But so, you glued together like what, styrene blocks? Did it hold?
Yeah, it's a black plate. So it's a styrene in terms of
Is there a rod inside it to hold it in place, or was it strong enough to?
I pin a hole for both sides. I cut it in half, right? And I pin a hole for both sides. I put a copper wire in between.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just like measure the length of the space, and I'm just like cutting up like square flat plate, glue together, and just make another hole of that combination, and like put in between. So you can extend the leg without using putty, because I don't like putty at all.
Really?
So,
why not?
Yeah. You saw my previous build that I put putty. I hate it.
And my God.
I find a way to get rid of putty as much as possible. So I use flat plate. I think flat plate is like way more easier for me to work on.
Got it. And here's like a pile of like your stuff that you're working on. You're using this probably as a caliper to like measure the distances between the two. That's, if people are not familiar with that, this is what's called a protractor. And this is used for a whole bunch of drawings, especially for drafting back in the day. But you could use this to measure. So basically there's like a little turny wheel here that opens and closes the caliper, like, I won't say it acts like a caliper where you could measure it.
Caliper, yeah. People
Awesome.
call it protractor, but yeah, I call it calipers.
Caliper, yeah. Here, let's talk about these guys here. Some of the closer modifications. Can you just go through some of the photos?
This one is one of my favorite part of the kit, which is the male part. With this, I try to have, as I said before, I want to mess around with the placement of the parts, and using the same armor parts of the kit to have a different look.
Right.
So I try to imagine some ways to represent the kit better. In my way. So I'm just like cut the male part in half. I think it's cut in half, and then I'm just like glue that bottom part on top, so you have that
Oh, so
kind
you have
of
an
shape,
extension.
right?
Like an
It's like
extension
extension
almost.
of the male part, so I can have the piston later. That is one of my concept for that.
That's very ingenious. I love how it just kind of blends together. What type of glue do you use when you're
It's
doing
just like
this?
just our normal like thin cement.
Thin cement? Oh.
Yeah, thin cement. Yeah.
And it holds. Like there's no issue.
Oh, right. Yeah, no issue at all.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the next ones here. We're getting into the priming stage and then the coloring part. It looks really great. Like once you start seeing the harmony of all the colors now put together. What were some of your initial thoughts after you primed it?
You know, when I primed this one, and I just thought, oh no, I can't get back, because too much work. Because after one customizing build, you have to take apart everything, right? You have to organize, you have to decide which one is glue, which one is not, and when you prime it,
you start seeing some of the imperfections too, right? Like I must have like clawed it here, or you need to add some stuff there.
And
go on.
Yeah, and just when you finish priming, when you see like any mistake, you can just, oh no, I need to fix it again, and it's
So for those of you guys in the chat, I just want to say hi and you know see what you guys are up to. Let us know if you've ever come across that, like when after you primed it, you go, oh no, I missed something. I would like. I'm very curious to see if anybody else had that moment of realization and epiphany, going like, you know what, maybe we should fix it. Let's talk about color scheme. This one now, it looks like you're selected your colors. Why did you go with these colors?
As I said before, I like to have gray in a color scheme to make it more dramatic, more of the, more aggressive. With some pops up colors, which is orange. It's my to go back then, and I'm just like took a pictures of that, trace it on computer, and just have a better look of the kit. And I'm just like color it, so we have the general idea of how it becomes later. It's good.
So pro tip, guys, if you are thinking of color schemes before you even approach it, for those who have access to any type of photo editing, there's like a whole bunch of free softwares there that you could use. I think Paint Studio Sai, I think, is free. I wouldn't recommend Paint though, because I don't think you could do layers that way. But you could like definitely color on top. It'll just be a solid color.
I have whenever I don't want to digitalize or drawing on the computer, I'm just like take a pictures of my kit, right, and just print it out and just trace it on a paper, and you can just like color it with marker. Yeah,
that's true too.
Whatever like color you have, you can just like experiment with that.
Awesome. Well, we're starting to look at the final pieces here. Love the color scheme, by the way. What type of paints did you use for this?
I use honestly, I use all acrylics for this one. Tamiya's acrylics. So I mix the most of the color that I mix. I mix the black and white for the darker like gray area.
Right.
And greenish like olive, like shade of green, like and mix that from one green color from Tamiya with the white one, so to create that shade. And just normal orange from Tamiya, the white one from Tamiya too.
So question for you, after you've primed it, when you're coloring this, I guess it's not like they're all fixed or anything. You can still dismantle the armor from the inner frame and paint it separately and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, all paint separately. And one thing, like when you work with acrylics and you want to do panel lining with animal like paint, that you have to put a coat or 2 coat of cloth later, lacquer cloth. From it, I think I use Mr. Hobby for the cloth to protect the acrylic, and then you put the panel lining on. so the animal paint cannot damage the acrylic below.
Yeah, and you could also erase it and all that stuff. I'm just looking at the gun because I know this was all put together, glued already. Like, did you hand paint the rest of these
No,
accent colors?
actually I masked it.
Oh, mask. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of masking, man. Holy crap.
Yeah,
I would go crazy.
You can see some imperfection over there, but that's all I can do back then.
Oh my god, well done. Let's take a look at the next couple images, some like really good photo shots. For those who are taking photo shots of their final pieces, can you give some maybe pointers of like how you achieved this type of like, you know, elegance, simplicity? Like what should they look for when they're doing a nice, simple glam shot?
Because I worked for a studio before. I have, you know, I'm a photographer of the studio before. In the studio before, so I know how, you know, how the studio works, and I try to think that what if, like, when I get home I want to take a photo shoot of something that I cannot access to that studio. What can I do, right? Yeah. So all you need to do is just more light as possible. The more lights you have, the more like, you know, clean your image will be. So my setup just like really simple, and one of my suggestions on photo shoot is like you shoot daylight. If you can go outside and shoot, go outside and shoot. Don't you know, if you have access to natural light, is always the best, because natural light give you the realist, you know, result like whenever you are, right? So if you whenever you have access to natural light, just use as much as possible.
So positioning of lighting, and I guess so for some people, did you use any type of backlight to this? Like, how many light sources were you using
for this one? I shoot outside. I shoot outside. I shoot outside my yard. So I have the white backdrop, right? And I just have one light source, one artificial light that point right to the front of the kit, and everything else is like just like natural light.
Wow.
So that's how you that's why I suggest that whenever you have access to natural light and you have a good camera, you know how to control your camera, you know how to use your camera, you understand your camera, you can do it without any problems. Awesome.
In regards to posing, again, a lot of people sense, like when you mentioned earlier on when you were younger, you had some issues with like posing because like when you didn't know. What can you share to others? Something that they could keep in mind when they're posing their kits.
When you're posing, at first I think that the right direction is what you need, right? Because at first, when I first like into Gunpla, when I pose a kit, I really enjoy posing a kit, but don't know how to pose it the right way, how you know how the right stand is the right one, and I have lots of feedbacks, and I try to find the sources where I can learn those poses. But you cannot learn. You can just like imitate. You can just like look at other good poser, because there are lots of, you know, good poser over the, you know, outside, right? You can take a look at. And one of my sources for poses back then is Lightning Ace. One of my buddy, I really enjoy his posing, Lightning Ace. He did such an amazing pose, and I learned a lot from him.
Nice.
And just learn, just take a look at other poser, and just like imitate and learn how they pose their Gundam, how they use their camera angle, because camera angle can affect mostly on your pose. Because if you have a right pose but you don't have a really, you know, good angle of the camera, and the pose is useless, right? So
absolutely.
Better understand of the angle, better understand of the view of the camera, better understand of the proportion of the kit can help you a lot in posing.
Awesome. And yeah, like that is by far like that was one of the first kits I saw that I'm like, okay, cool, this guy knows what he's doing, and very, very glad that you got a chance for us to see the kind of like the inner workings, the type of details, like, you know, the type of like mentality that you take on when you're approaching that project. Because like I was really blown away by that. It was really a nice kit. Let's go back to us for a bit here, guys. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the feature builder episode with Tan, aka Akio0504. We were just talking about his GM build. More to come on the next bit, but like I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Let's take a look at YouTube. We have lots of things happening here. Eastern model kit. I think that was a comment for the Optimus Prime. Just awesome, both of you guys. Thank you for that, Hung. Miguel here. I got back right on time for my favorite build. Awesome. GM Sniper. Yep, we were talking about GM Sniper. Is such a nice design, no doubt. I have one at home, but haven't touched it yet. That is from Drayan. And then Edmund, Polycaps GD for Pistons. Yep, looking really good. Sovlin here, hi, cool custom. And Simon Lamb, look at that, freaking GBWC champion 2017. Simon Lamb is dropping by. Choco Falcon is saying a nice sharing, and we're gonna be sharing more of that with Tan here. And we're also taking questions, guys. If you guys have any questions, type questions first, and then write the statement, and we will get that to Tan as well. And over at Twitch, we have Gem Wolf here saying, you know, right, USA Gundam has resin kits, sick, and wow are some of the words he's sharing right here the last night. Awesome stuff. Guys, we're going to be back after this quick break, so stay tuned. More with Tan after this, so check this out. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ariel from AOMecha. I just want to let you guys know about all my other social media outlets if you haven't had a chance to check them out, at facebook.com/AOMecha, on YouTube, youtube.com/AOMecha, on Instagram, instagram.com/AO_mecha, on Twitter, at AO_mecha, and on Discord, fairly new. That one is AO_mecha, #3414. Anyways, hope to hear from you guys through any of those platforms. Feel free to DM me or PM me, as well as emailing me. My email is aomecha.info@gmail.com. Just want to let you guys know that this episode is brought to you by USA Gundam Store. Please check them out, www.usagundamstore.com, and save on your purchases when you use my discount code AOMecha10. All right, let's get back to the show and see what's going on there. I think I pressed that button way too early. I was so anxious. I'm like, do I press it now? And I was reaching for something and I pressed it. We're not gonna play that again, but oh man, Tao, your GM custom was really good. Thank you again for sharing that. Let's see here. We have a couple of comments at YouTube. Drain, he has the skills on shooting a cool pic. I got my awesome photos on my builds from him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to fly you out here, Tan. Do some like fashion model shoots of like some of my snap builds. Snap builds.
Yeah, I can help you have your headshot every time, man.
Oh man, that would be perfect. Just to contrast, it's kind of, let's talk about photography for, because like your style of photography for your shoots slightly is different from how I shoot my photos for Instagram. Because I approach it in the dark way. Yeah, I have all the lights completely shut off. No natural sunlight. This is the what they call artificial lighting for mine. So when some people did ask me like, oh, how do you shoot your stuff? I love the colors and all that stuff. RGB gels are my friend for some of the big lights that I use. Yeah, I have a like a giant spotlight thingy that I sometimes use for some of the shots. I use gels to change the colors because like the standard light that I have is like a white LED about this big. They're like 15 watts or like between 15 to 60 watts. It depends on what I'm going to use. But for those who are in the budget, you guys could use RGB. I use 4 light source for mine.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, so 2 approaching one way because I shoot in an isometric view. Background matters. So for those guys that are using the mechanical base, for example, like if I would do it, I tend to shoot in an angle because I want the lights to reflect off the wall and bounce back. So that's one. My key light is a circular ring light. That is that I I move all the way around. To have a backlight properly, I would have needed someone back there with like things that I would I was thinking of using, but I haven't done yet, is using aluminum foil to redirect some of the lighting, because like light travels and you could redirect them. And the lastly for me would be my backlight, which is another key light backlight, and it's all the way at the top. So there's like one key light, two accent, and then a backlight for mine. So with your approach, just to contrast it, you're like all daylight and like maybe I'll have a reflector here and that's it. That's your backdrop kind of deal, right?
I really like to use natural light because I think your style is a little bit more in terms of photography, it's more low-key. It's more of dramatic way, right? It's more of the dark way. That fits best when you shoot like mechanical base with mechanical base. It can show the dramatic. It's in a cage, right? Or it's in a
hangar where there's no sunlight. Like how it won't look well. And that's another thing too. When people are, I've seen people shoot. They're like, I had someone, I forgot his name, message me because he took a clip of like his photo of his mechanical bay and he shot it. But he took another shot. He was outside. Like so the mechanical bay was there. It's outside, so natural light comes in without any touch-ups as well. That's another thing too. There's post-processing, guys, that I do recommend. Don't go overboard on that, because I think as close as you can to the original, because then after post you tend to have like either blur, grain, all kinds of like additional noise that you don't want to be on the photo. What else can we talk about that one? Yes, natural light. For something like that, it's also in the mood, right? Like in the dramatic mood, what you want to show. Light play, guys. Experiment with lights and shadows. There's really no wrong way to do it, but there's like good practices to keep in mind when you're working on photography. So, and do you use your phone or your DSLR for most of your shots?
I use my mirrorless for the photo shoot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I use my phone for mine, by the way, guys.
Oh, really?
For those just wondering, all my shots are phone.
Instead like whenever I have a whip or something, I'm just like use my phone. I don't have to like take my mirrorless and just took a pictures on the web. It's too much too much work to do later. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, why don't we get back to where are we? Where are we? I need to pop this up here. I accidentally closed it because I was looking for something because our next one here is the fun one. It was there we go. It is the Jesta build. Before we get into the story here, we have a couple of comments here. Actually, just one comment from Johnny. He's also from Edmonton. He's saying that don't forget to suplex that subscribe button, guys. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for this channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Tan will be talking about his next big project here, the fun one, the Jesta. This is one of your recent builds right after the GM, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Actually, this one is my entry for the Great Canadian Build Off.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't have time to finish on time, so I'm just like chill with it. I'm just like trying to finish it as fast as I can. It took me like 4 months on this one, and it just took me like 2.5 months for the GM, but it's like double the time for this guy because I want to apply lots of technique and my skill set that I learned from previous build on this guy. So
I remember your name popping into the list of people that pre-registered, because I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I was waiting for a kick-ass freaking build from you,
but never come.
never arrived. So, later on, I remember you saying you finished it. You mentioned that it was supposed to be for the event. Again, hopefully we'll have more events coming to you guys for the Great Canadian Build-Off. That is still in the talks. And hopefully you could enter that again with a newer build, better build, maybe. Let's talk Jesta here. Again, one of the better master grades, especially from the Unicorn line that I found. Like, it's super beefy, stable, lots of like potential for details. When you were starting this project, I know you mentioned you want to use your previous skill set to this. What do you mean by that? Like, what was your approach this time that was different from your previous?
One of the important skill set that one eager to me to build this one is I want to improve my kit bashing skill and my chiseling skill on this one, and detailing skill also, how to place my blade as efficient as possible. And I want to improve myself on another level, because when I enjoy this hobby, I don't mean for any competition, but when I take a look at another good builders, I kind of have motivation, and I want to improve as well as them, right? Because lots of people around me that improve a lot, so why don't I just like give it a chance and improve myself? So I try to take a look at the lots of builds and pictures and resources, and I research a lot on mechanical stuff, on modeling, on on some 3D mechanic, like prototype, and I just like get the motivation from that, get the inspiration from that, and just like apply it to my build. So you can see like I put lots of details onto this build, especially like in detail and in concept too, because this concept, like lots of feedbacks in my way, that lots of people like tell me why it's not balanced, why the right arm is like really big and why the left arm is really thin. Why you
should ask them to look up asymmetrical.
Yeah because I'm a designer, I'm a design guy, so I want to make for this build, I want to make like something as you said, like
asymmetrical. There we go.
Yeah
one more time. So, asymmetrical. There we go. Yes.
So we're looking for the unbalanced like look of the kit. So that is the route that I chose.
Awesome. So, and it looks good. We're gonna get to the final shots, but like I would love to hear the journey on this one. So pistons, E-Day, again, very big inspiration you mentioned earlier on. It's more prominent, and you could see it here for that inspiration. Can you walk us through what are we looking at? We have steps 1, 2, 3, 4. What does that mean?
So the step 1 is how I cut out the styrene to the square shape, so I can make it a heat sink later. So the first pictures I chopped out the small, you see really small like piece of styrene. Second pictures I glue them together to create a shape of the heat sink, because I recognize during my builds, it's like the smaller details that you have, the more clean the design that you will have at the end. So
nice. And let's go look at number 3 here. Again, lots of different shapes of styrenes. Like there's a question here on Twitch. What styrene did you use, or like
I use a styrene from Evergreen. That easy to access in North America.
Did you buy a lot of it, or like did you buy specifically for the kid?
I bought a bunch,
Yeah. They're not cheap, man. I've seen those.
It's not cheap. Yeah, it's like $6 Canadian dollars.
Per different styles. Because like let's go back to this one. So and this guy here, that's an I-beam for structural.
I think that's the U-beam.
Or even the U-beam,
Yeah, the U-beam, and that it comes with different size, different shape, and different prices. There's like so expensive that
So how did you? My question is like when again you mentioned that you were looking at like mechanical and stuff. Like how did you determine where things would have gone when you were looking? Or did you fit different parts fair? Did you like test it somewhere else and then put it on the kit?
I test a lot, and I test a lot, and I ask people a lot for feedbacks.
Oh, feedbacks,
like, yeah, for feedbacks. Like for example, I asked my girlfriend for feedbacks. I asked my bro here for feedbacks.
So she would have said put more gold in it, right?
Yeah. Ask. The important thing in customizing is when you have feedbacks from. I think it's not in Gunpla. It's general in everything.
Yes. Yeah.
If you have feedbacks from people like didn't know anything about it, you're gonna have like the honest feedback.
It's an unbiased opinion,
Yes.
different perspective kind of deal. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
so-
yeah. Go on.
Yeah, so you can apply that feedbacks on your builds. You can improve your builds from that.
So let's talk about concept here. Again, we have the pistons. This one is an inverted piston, very unique because typically we would see the pistons go backwards, right? It would like attach somewhere here and then go backwards that way. Why did you invert it?
Because the inverted like ideas is like just come right up in my mind. It's you know the piston of the motorcycle. Like there's one kind of piston that inverted, like from the bottom up. So I'm just like get the idea from that one, and I'm just like, why not? Why don't we try something that not not used before?
Something not like commonly used anyway.
Yeah, it's not wrong in customizing stuff. So yeah.
For those guys that want to imitate these types of details, can you tell us like where you got what parts you were using? Because like these are very interesting ones. Like these like
those
gray
are
pieces.
those are 3D like model that I model on my computers.
Wait, you modeled these?
Yeah, I modeled these like parts.
No wonder. Look at you, man.
Yeah, I take the advantage of what I did. So yeah, just model that on my computers and just like 3D print it out.
Where did you print it? Do you have a printer at home too?
Yeah, I have my 3D print at home, resin one. So,
resin printer, yeah.
Yeah, resin printer, and just like test for this build, I draw a couple of details, print it out, measure it. The tricky thing is you need to measure it the right size and your scale, because if you measure it wrong, it's not gonna fit and it's not gonna look good, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
The hardest thing is how you measure those details.
So when you were designing this in your computer, was it one-to-one scale, or did you have to scale up and down depending on the print?
No, I have a unit to measure it. I measure it in millimeters. Because millimeters is like the easiest way to measure stuff. So I just like have a block out of where I want to place those details first. I leave it a space and then just measure that space and just like model the detail by that measurement. So
nice.
It's way easier.
Similar to what you did to the GM, I know you took some parts and relocated some of the parts and subtracted and added. What are the photos we're looking at here, Tan? Maybe just walk us through.
Yeah, this one is waist, a male part, kind of inner frame. So I want to have a look of mechanical look to it. So I add more detail, I add more piston, and yeah, and just like I test a lot of location placement, test fit a lot. Yeah, when you do customizing, you're gonna just like test a lot. It involves a lot of testing, and because this is kind of kit bashing, but not using the the
other parts or
other parts. And one more thing is important in kit bashing is you need to use the shape that similar to that design of the kit itself. You cannot use, for example, this Jester is like, it has like a hard surface, like edgy, like kind of blocky square design, right?
Yes.
It's a unique design of unicorn line. So you cannot use the for example the parts from Gundam Store. It's because the
different shape
is more of a job. It's like different shape, different design. You cannot use round shape for the blocky like design like this one, right?
You need some kind of harmony when you're putting the design. So that's why you're just taking parts that was already in the kit itself. Do you even have like a graveyard pile that you take parts from, or what?
Yeah, okay. I did, but I just pretty very fresh to the Gunpla again, so I don't have lots of spare parts to work on. That's why I take the advantage of using the old parts that I have.
So looking at this now, again, almost complete. I love the details that you put in here, especially with now that I know it's 3D parts. This guy here. When are you gonna open your Etsy? Because I might want to get some of these parts from you, man.
Yeah.
Looking really great. The silhouette again feels like a Jesta, but like it's like an upgraded, almost like one of those like VIP pilots customization. Really cool. Did you do a backstory for this too, or this kind of?
Yeah. I actually have a concept behind the build, which is like every. My concept is like every mecha, every Gundam has their own own spirits. So behind those armors and those mechanical looks, they have souls inside. So they become like a human droid, something like that. So I kind of get that inspiration and motivation from that and build up the story behind the build. So whenever you build something, it's not necessary, but if you have a story behind that, it kind of inspire you more into building it, right? So yeah,
absolutely.
I always did that. I always have like some story behind each of my builds. So
yeah, it just gives it like that extra life to it, because then you're passionate about the story. It revolves around something that is both tangible and imaginative in a way. Wow.
Yeah.
Again, here are some close-ups of the details, looking really well. These are all new scribed lines from the looks of it too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I try to create like really thin and neat, like elegant, clean stripe as possible, because I try to practice more striping on this build.
So for those who are trying to get into scribing, can you maybe give a couple of tips on what you learned from your own practices and something that they could keep in mind when they're doing it?
Yeah, because like right now on the internet, there are lots of striper that lot of chiseler that really skill in their chiseling panel line. So whenever you take a look at their work, you might be overwhelmed and you might be don't know where to go and don't know where to start first. Yeah, just my simple suggestion is like just start like simple, just do straight line, just go.
How about their pressure? Like, did you find that there's
pressure,
a certain way?
The pressure, like as long as you understand how you handle your chisel, you're gonna know what type of pressure you want to put on. But my suggestion is use less pressure as possible at your first couple stripe to make sure that the line is like straight. Line is important, because if your hand is shake or you put too much pressure on whenever you stripe, your line is not gonna be perfectly straight. So yeah, just go less pressure as possible when you first stripe, and go simple. Go just simple as possible.
Always.
That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did on this one. Just like simple
just
line.
Let it goes. Yeah.
Just let it go.
There's a comment from Little Fortune over at YouTube. He's just saying that always let chisel do the work. Something
that's
to keep
right.
in mind,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Seeing this now all primered up, looking sexy, by the way. But the color scheme, I want to talk about the color scheme on this one.
Yeah, the color scheme.
Love it. I really love it. What made you choose this color? Like, what were you thinking when you were doing the color palette?
As I might mentioned you before, right? I love blue, and I love like different shade of blue. So, my girlfriend told me, why don't you just use the more dramatic, dark color for this kind of build, because this guy aggressive. Look at his face. Look at the bokeh. Look at the details. But I don't want.
He has a kind soul.
I don't want to go that route. I want to give it more of my way of doing stuff. I enjoy blue, so I kind of create my own blue on this one. I mix I mix the blue one, different blue together, and the white to create kind of cyan blue.
Yes, yes.
I think I have the guy of mixing this type of color on my Instagram too.
And I love that it's like very like close to the tone. Like it's almost not that much differentiated from like afar, but when you go close up, the details do pop. The white decals definitely give it that nice accent. And for the golding plate of plating for this, like what did you use for the pistons and stuff to make
I
it stand out?
used the Vallejo metallic color for that one.
Ooh.
Just a black cloth like primer, and then just put like Vallejo like metallic gold on top, and can do the job really nice.
Let's talk about these pipes here. Again, really cool details. Like again, the devils are in the details, guys. Looking at this, wow. What got you? What number one? What are the parts, and what did you do to this guy right here, man?
It's the bits that I got from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
It's
nice.
the bits.
Beads.
It's
Oh wow.
crafting like stuff that I got from Walmart. They usually use that for bracelet and stuff.
Yes,
just some bracelet, and I'm just like, oh, I can take advantage of that to as a pipe like covers, and
it looked really well. Let's talk about the head unit. Again, love the design, the little extra details here, the asymmetrical antenna. What is that? It looks like a metal piece on the side here and here. Are there lights inside this? Is it glowing lights?
It's a light. I have a LED inside.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
So number one, I love orange. This is top tier, freaking good orange. I wanna hug that. I wanna make sweet love to that, man.
Because at first I wanna go with like a green LED for the head, but because I have the green like visa for the GM already, so why don't I just like use the orange like visa from the original kit? It looks nice together.
Let's talk about the base real quick. So obviously this is the final shot product of your project here. Why did you go with this base? Like what was your thought process on putting something that's like on a kit like this?
Because I want to go with the concept of he's like in the battle on different planets. Because I named this guy New Type Striker. He's the one who who fights against New Type Pilot, New Type Gundam. So you can see those like cyan crystal at the ground. It's kind of reminds me of New Type Cycle Frame kind of look, kind of color. So I create like destroy like planet diorama, and then put this guy on top, create a vibe for it, create a storyline behind. So
awesome. So a couple of questions before we move on for this. Number one, amazing work. And over here, Chris Pabs joining us. He's saying it's beautiful work. Chris Pabs, our last week's feature builder. I can't believe it was last week. It felt like this week that just passed by was really, really short. But yeah, check that out, guys, if you haven't had a chance to do a 4-hour interview with Chris Pabs. We're only approaching our halfway point. There's so much more to no. We're actually progressing really well. There's just a couple of more projects in the next couple of slides here. But before we move on, what would you say is like your biggest lessons learned from this project?
Biggest lesson learned is like how can I organize my my parts, how I create my concept behind the builds, how I place my color separation in the right way, because color separation is important, because if you have too much like color separation in the kit, it's gonna make your kit like look complex, and audience not gonna know where to look at when they first look at your kit. And I think try to make your kit like stand out more with some pops up details or pops up colors as possible, so they know where to look at first, and they can choose where to look at first. That's the important things that I learned.
And how about, what would be your favorite part of this? Do you have a favorite part of this whole build?
masking.
Yeah, you love the
Lots of
masking part
masking,
of
yeah. Lots of masking, yeah. And also, yeah, when you build the more complex your kit you build, the more work like involved later, and you're gonna involve in like masking skill. You're gonna involve in developing how you make your work like as clean as possible, because for this type of build I want to make it look like the cleanest as possible. So
Right.
yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of like masking. Quick question for you: these accent details for these parts here, did you add them after you painted the base, or did you mask them as well?
I actually I masked them. That's a styrene, and I'm just like after I apply the main color,
Base colors and all that.
the base color and everything, I'm just like mask them everything out and just like spray the gray, because the gray color, that type of gray is the most like easier type of paint that possible to paint later. So
That's so like tiny to like, I'm just looking at it. That's like a fraction of something that like you're masking.
yeah,
now.
I
Wow.
had to mask them, yeah. Because you know what, I at first I want to hand paint them because masking is too much, and I think I'm too lazy for masking that details. But one of my friends told me that mask them, because when you mask it and you paint with airbrush, the surface is gonna look nicer.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick comment here from Drayan. When it comes to masking, boys, not everybody likes it. Absolutely.
I know.
It's like a lot of work to it. Let's get to the next one. These are more of your recent projects from the looks of it. RX78-2. This looks like the entry grade.
Entry grade, yeah.
Oh, I'm doing an entry grade too. I like yours though.
After really tired like two big projects, I jump back to more relaxed and more chill, with like smaller builds. I start with an entry grade that I made this one as a gift for my friend at Knee Gift Shop. So it's a gift for my friend.
Nice.
And I'm just like, I really want to go back to weathering,
Oops, sorry, I pressed the button. Let's go back. I forgot to shuffle something at the end. That's why I'm just fixing it. But like, when you meant like easy build, this is easy chill for you, weathering. To me, that's stress for me.
I don't know, but whenever I weathering, whenever I apply effects into any type of model kit, transformer, Gundam, I feel really relaxed and really chill. And because we take time to put like effects, we take time to put those chipping, we take time to organize how we can put like those details on, how we can reflect this as realistic as possible. So I think working on this kit can help me with my stress a lot.
So for the base colors here, did you do anything like too crazy? Did you do any type of pre-shading?
Not too crazy for this one. I'm just like shading like color modulations. Like
modulation,
modulation.
I saw some stuff here that I thought at first it was like something, but let's take a look at the butt over here. The butt.
Yeah.
Check that ass out, yo! This guy works out, squats. Very subtle hint of shades, guys. I was checking it out. I was like, damn, what's going on there? And then
just like some subtle color modulation there. And I think whenever like I went to weathering route, I want to shade it a little bit to make it look more dramatic. After you put the effects, after you put the chipping, all kind of that, on top of it later, and it kind of create the style of yourself. So
No, it looks really well done, and also like I found like the entry grades are an amazing kit. It really surpassed everything that I thought about an entry grade level, because this was like, if this could classify as high grade, like the amount of articulation, the ease of use, very minimal seam lines and work. Easy. I could see this being an easy chill, but like, man, detailing for me in this level, I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know where the thing is. I'm not a weathering type of detailer, but like I do appreciate it when people use that to relax. 'Cause I know Simon Lamb does it to relax. Nicolas Teodo Sanchez, that's the first Nicolas Teodo Sanchez drop of the night. And you know, all these other builders that love to weather. I give you guys mad props. Let's take a look at YouTube real quick. There's a couple of comments here from the chat from Ni G Shop. You are the first person I know that likes masking, and that's with an exclamation mark. That is very true. From P Media, it's hard to mask everything, but the feeling when you peel those masks and look at the results, man, is awesome, and that's why I like masking. I totally get that.
Yeah, totally,
absolutely.
Man. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know. Do I have the entry grade here? No, I don't have my entry grade. It's back there. But like, I mask. If we're talking about masking, and I know you did it too. These guys here, the gray parts are masked. Oh my god! Like I remember masking that. I masked this as well. So you did it as well here. What else did I mask on mine? There was like, so for me, yeah, like there's definitely a lot of masking. I'm not even done because like I need to do the white masking next, or white color for the masking.
I think this entry grade is like really good compared to like high grade, right? And and both the price and the value, the quality is both like really good. Really,
absolutely. Let's talk about the chipping effect here, but like before we do that, I was just reading a couple of more comments here from Chris Pabs. Big fan of Akio's work. Look at that, man. Chris Pabs giving you some thumbs up.
Man.
That's a brotherly love from like fellow builders. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Like this is what the community is about, you know, brotherhood, friendships, and the appreciation for the artwork, because I think that is important. And it's recognized. That's awesome. Like, and Chris Pabs also amazing artwork, amazing creative projects on his deck, guys. Little Fortune here saying until your paint comes off with the tape. Yeah, until your paint comes off with the tape, and you're like, CM airbrushing skills is pretty good on this kit. P Media, haha, true. That is why it took me a lot of time when I mask my kits. Oh, man. Simon Lamb, you can always pick up a paintbrush to make life a bit easier. Look at that. Thank you for those inputs, guys. Sure. So for those guys that are trying to do chipping the way you do, can you talk us about how you approach your relaxation project here? Yeah.
Most of my chipping or weathering, I learned a lot from another great like builders. This one is 2 layers like chipping that I put like a shade of highlight of the blue. Chip on the edges and create those like subtle like chipping first, and then I put on top of that the darker color. It's like chipping color, the brown color, or even the black color. Now, whatever you want to emphasize the bottom layers of the kit, so you can put on top of that shade of blue that you just create for chipping, and just go from there. I'm just like learn from photos. I learn from comments. I research a lot on different type of technique that I want to learn, right? And then I learn from their photos. I learn from their whips. I learn from comments below. I learn mostly everything is learnable nowadays. So don't scare and just like experiment a lot, right?
Yeah, no, the thing is like adding those extra details really gives it that extra oomph and appreciation for the kit, because it is a model kit. It can be whatever you want it to be, but like when you start doing these like just that little extra detail similar to what you did for your Transformers, gives it that extra visual content that draws attention, and then showing your creativity, especially with the materials you have. And I noticed you were using some Citadel paints. Is that your go-to for when you're doing your
I mostly use Vallejo currently, because I like how easy I can paint with those paint. And yeah, Citadel is like always my go-to. But yeah, I want to try different thing. I want to try different brands to see how it looks. That's why I said I want to experience a lot of stuff around me. So yeah, but
Awesome.
but Vallejo is one of my my best choice for weathering, chipping, hand painting.
Awesome. Let's take a look at some comments here over at YouTube. There's a question here from Nee G Shop. Will you guys seal the masking tape with liquid masking? I wouldn't know. Would you have done that? I don't think I would have.
No, I saw my brother like Ryan over there. He used like a liquid masking to fill the gap between the, whenever there's an edge that really hard to cover, right?
Yeah.
And you put the masking tape there, and there's just like a space there, and you can just like liquid mask over there to fill up the gap. So it's make your works like easier, I think.
And let's see here, some comments here. I don't use liquid for those parts they can't mask with tape. Do not use liquid mask with areas are difficult to mask. Yeah. From P Media to Simon, I am not confident with my brush skills. That's why I choose a masking or wash. Simon here is saying one of the biggest hiccup that is people actually store the tape with dirty stuffs, getting the tape dirty on the edges. Yeah, that is very, very true. Because like if you're not handling your supplies or materials well, contamination is like one of the riskiest things that could apply to that. So just take care of your stuff, guys. Dryan is saying, but I never seal the masking with liquid masking. It may cause the adhesive of the masking tape to peel off. That's another thing too. Also, another thing that would affect masking tape is temperature. When heat is applied to any type of masking tape, it can peel off and potentially damage. So just be careful when you guys are that. You don't want to do it outside when it's all dry and muggy. Be in an inside room in like some kind of comfortable environment. I only use liquid mask for Sengoku kit or GK figure. I tried liquid mask. I find that they dry way too fast for me when I apply, and then your brush gets all messed up. It's pretty much glue at that point, and like taking it out. You need a Tamiya masking tapes. Those are really great masking tapes. Actually, my favorite one right now, I don't know, let's I don't know what type of masking tape you like, but I'm just gonna come back to this one. This guy here is a roll of the masking tape from, this is a Tamiya one. No, Kamoi tape. Let's see, can I get that? This is amazing. So what I do is like I'll take a swath of this, put the tape down on my cutting board, and then chop whatever I need to and peel it off from there, and it still sticks. Very paper thin. Love it to that. Do you have a preference when you're using tape, or where's your go-to?
I use like Tamiya tape all the time. So yeah, that's my go-to for me, because I don't know. Like I really like masking, but I don't want to try different type of masking tape.
Nice. Let's continue on. I think we're in the last bit of a project. Oops. Hang on. No, we're gonna get to that last. And that's what I was trying to rearrange, but it didn't obviously rearrange. Give me 1 second here, guys. Just bear with me, because like I want to get this right. Close this for a second, and we're gonna go back to it. Hopefully it's back. Did it work? Okay, it did work. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The unicorn. It's funny because I just finished my MGEX. This is not the MGEX, however, but it looks really, really cool.
It's the OVA one.
It's the, which one is the OVA one? Okay.
Yeah, it's the OVA one. Yeah, OVA one.
Nice. I saw this making the rounds of social media earlier, and this is one of your newer builds. What can you tell us about this project, man?
This project is from one of my my clients, I can say. He wants to have the unicorn Gundam with the RX-78 2.0 kind of color scheme with a green cycle frame. So yeah, I just go from there. I make it like look as clean as possible, because he really like clean build. So
yeah, and it is pretty awesome, man. Again, I love the shield. It's the unicorn face with the RX-78 old school colors.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you do anything to the green? Because I see a little bit of
I mix them actually because the green that I use the phantom shifting color from model.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, but I don't really like how the shifting color look. It's a little bit too dark on the black primer. So
Right.
I kind of mix it a little bit with silver.
Oh, interesting.
So, but the final look not gonna have a shifting color because the silver is like involved in the paint. So, but it produce more shinier look and more brighter look. The one
And
that I really like.
did you mix it directly or did you put silver first and then put the green on top?
Oh no, I mix it everything together.
Ah, interesting. So it has like that almost metallic effect too.
Yeah, it's
on
like
the sheen.
become another color. So,
And there's your favorite blue. The blues are there.
yeah, the blues are there. It's the same blue, cobalt blue, and a little bit of white. So it
Lighter.
makes a more desaturated look of the blue. And lots of people like curious about how I use my yellow.
I was gonna ask that because like there's a yellow and red can be
hard.
very difficult to use. How did you go about achieving your paint on this
I
one?
think the yellow and the red one. I think the yellow is the most difficult color to produce, especially for Gundam, because the yellow of Gundam is different from the normal yellow because we have like 100,000 of shade of yellow, right?
Right. Yeah.
What I did is like a little bit of orange and a little bit of red and white, and I think I mixed this one 40% orange and 60% of yellow, and just 1 or 2 drop of white and red, so it can produce that kind of yellow that I wanted. It's not too yellowish. You see the lemon yellow is like really yellow. It's
Very
like
bright yellow. Yeah,
bright.
yeah.
It make your Gundam looks weird because that's not the yellow that the RX like 78 like has, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of make it look more orange yellow. But when you come into orange yellow, it's another story because orange yellow you have like ton of shade of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And and the under color of this one, did you go from like a gray primer or did you put the white first?
For sure I need to go with a white primer. So you're gonna have the right the right vibrant that you want.
Yes. Yeah.
For the color. For the primary color, I think most of the time I use like white primer for those primary color.
Yep.
Especially red, because red, the red color can change like a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Real
fast too.
Yeah, different primer, right? So the red can be affect a lot.
No, it looks really great. Again, I was gonna chime into that just to echo what you're saying. Once you get to like the more towards the orangey yellow, you're gonna have to definitely add red underneath for some areas just to give it that extra coating before you apply. I tend to use brilliant orange for mine when I do my yellow, but I don't know if you used this before. Have you used like a clear acrylic on top of the regular color to give it that extra saturation?
Yeah. Even like talking about colors, even like Mr. Hoppy, I use like all Mr. Hoppy on this build, and I think even the yellow color of Mr. Hoppy, the one that's used for Gundam. It's like Gundam color. Mr. Color, they have the line as Gundam color, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like character yellow and all that. Yeah.
And I bought that color, the specific yellow color for Gundam. But when I paint it on the kit, it's not what I want. It's not what we see on the
horrible.
anime. Yeah, it's not what we look. It's not what we just saw on anime, right? Because on anime, the artists they have their own like color palette on that. But Mr. Hoppy they just produce the color based on the percentage, right? So we ask the builders, we need to research on how the look of the color looks on the show, and how we can imitate that look on the kit. So
Absolutely.
it involved a lot. I think it's involved a lot of testing, experiments.
Lots of stuff to do.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's like experiment is key.
Experiment is definitely key. Over here on YouTube, just a couple of things. Let's see. Choco Falcon is saying Unicorn looks amazing. The RX-78 vibe looks fresh. I said fresh. So fresh and so clean. Simon Lamb also couldn't agree more. Do your fair share of research, like 50% of the overall effort. Yeah, because like you want to know what you're getting into before you start either painting or doing your weathering or whatnot. So there's a lot of information out there. And again, Dan, we were talking about this earlier on, like to this time and period of humanity, even the amount of information and accessibility that we have in front of us is like the best thing ever. Like we us growing up without internet per se, like we would wait for like magazines like Hobby Japan, or like you have to wait till a friend tells you that something new is out, and now you have a slew of like YouTube tutorials, Pinterest boards for like Instagram people. That's how I connected, I think, with you originally. I think I sent you a message on Instagram like, hey, I like your stuff. And then that's you make friends and meet people along the way. So again, thank you for sharing this. And I think this is like all the kits that you have up to date. The next one here, very, very cool, because like I always tend to ask this for people, and sometimes they forget to show it. But like I know you prepared for it. I asked them like, hey, can you share us a little bit about your workstation? Because I think a lot of people appreciate what's your setup, what do you do. So the next image here is a compilation of your workstation throughout the ages. And look at this sexy little guy here. Look at, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hold on. How you doing? All right. Want to walk us through some of memory lane here? What are we looking at?
The first photos, the first one, is 2012. When I first really enjoy customizing. I bought a bunch of tools. I have my spare parts prepared underneath the table. It's my little small workstation there. And because how I say, my place changed a lot, so that comes with the consequence that my workspace too. So I changed the layout, everything. I changed a lot. I move in, I move out. Those.
But this is cool. You have your air compressor over there. You have your pot here.
I really love Tamiyas, especially animals paint.
Nice. Oh yeah, there's the bottles there. What's that award over here? What are we looking at here?
It's a award, photography contest award from Mechavian. It's a photo manipulation contest.
And they gave you that award? That's amazing, man. The only thing I got from a photo manipulation contest, a little email saying, hey, thanks, here's your gift card. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Awesome. And then the bottom photos here, who's this guy and what is he doing, man? Who's this guy right here?
that guy is doing a Transformer custom.
It feels like he's about to drop an emo track.
Customize the first Transformer in Canada. This is actually my first workspace ever in Canada in 2014. When I first came here in a room, really small room, with my pliers and nippers
on the wall. They taped on the wall. Holy, look at that. That's ingenuity right there, guys. That's not ghetto. Man. That's DIY.
It's DIY, man. And you can see on the desk of that.
This one.
This one. You can see Audrey Byrne over there. The figures. I was a fan of Unicorn Gundam back then.
Oh, Audrey's back there,
Audrey, Audrey.
Look at that iPad. I'm sorry, iPod.
It's long time ago, man.
Oh my God, is that a video iPod? That has to be a video iPod.
It's a classic iPod, I think.
iPod? Holy, I have not seen that in ages, but that's not even that long ago. Crazy how technology has progressed I also see 2 SATA drives here and a backup.
Yeah.
What are you trying to rip here? Are you building computers or some shit?
Yeah, I know.
Nice. And then here, this is like your latest, I guess, current.
The latest, like first in April when I first like got back to Gunpla and have my workspace on my work table.
Awesome. And here now, super clean. It feels like I'm walking to a store, man.
It changed like a lot since these pictures. This one happened in May last year. When I first like really serious about Gunpla building, and serious about how I go with this hobby, and I try to get the right tools. I try to research on the tool and try to get the thing that I'm gonna need for future builds. And my workspace like changed a lot now. I have my own room. Just for Gunpla now. So
I am totally stealing this idea, but like you gave me so much inspiration tonight. I know this is IKEA because I've seen this before.
Yeah. It's pretty convenient, right?
But I did not think about doing it this way. You just use an L bracket to attach to the desk. Very intuitive, man. That's cool.
But yeah, I'm a gentle guy, so.
Awesome. Those are it for the show and tell, guys. Why don't we come back here real quick? Thank you guys again for all you guys that are watching both on Twitch and on YouTube. We just went through memory lane and kind of like getting into the mindset of this amazing builder, Tan, all the way at Edmonton. Let's just read a couple of lines off the YouTube to see what's going on there. Let's see here from Choco Falcon. The first computer desk looks exactly the same as my 2013. Oh man, I don't even know if I had a computer desk back then. Drayan, it's gold back in the day. You can proudly brag about having a setup like this. I know, right? Like, hey, I got a little space and I could do all kinds of plamo now. And you have like the dirtiest table with all the stuff on it. Very little square footage to work around. Simon Lamb, David, we are old. Oh my god. I think we're around all of us are around the same age, guys. Because when we say back in the day, it was like back in the day for us would be like early 2000s or like late 90s. But like according to Simon Lamb, back in the day for him is like 1965 or some crazy ass shit like that. Oh, whoops. There we go. Late. And then here, the pegboards are worse than this. Oh my god, that's from Little Fortune. Awesome, and thanks again, for sharing all this with us, Tan. A couple of questions. Let's talk about the hobby, the community, and what some of the stuff that we could see in the futures. With the current state of like obviously like the lockdowns and all that stuff, like how do you think the communities are like these days online? I know you're part of many different communities both here in Canada and in the Asia side. Like, do you see growth? Do you see more people doing Gunpla or like being into the hobby?
Yeah. First, I can talk about what happened in my country, in my home country. Like the Gunpla scene in my country is like really growing right now.
That's good, yeah.
Compared to like a couple years ago, lots of people engage in the community. Lots of people build stuff. Lots of people like customizing stuff. Lots of talented builders, even better than me. Lots of the best, and I have to learn from them a lot.
Yeah.
And and even me, like I always have to like put some question about certain stuff online to ask people. That's how we learn, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's growing, and in Vietnam it's not that bad compared to us here. And people always like commute like pretty normally, as I know. I think we don't have any lockdowns right now in Vietnam, and people just like growing.
Do their own thing. Yeah. And obviously now that you've transplanted yourself here in Canada, how are you finding the Canadian scene?
I think Canadian scene is pretty nice. We have so much like talented builders. I learned a lot from my guy here, Ryan Lau.
Shout out to Ryan Lau if he's watching.
Ryan is the best, I think, because because look at his builds, look at his like dedicated to Gundam. Look at how busy he is, but he's still, you know, dedicated to Gundam.
Absolutely.
It's one of the things that I really, you know, enjoy and really, you know, wanna, you know, learn from him. And especially in Edmonton, we are in a really small community and we are growing, but yeah, just, you know, we're growing, but not that, you know, big compared to other cities. But yeah, I'm trying to, you know, improve myself, I'm gonna bring a lot of, you know, motivation, inspiration to the community here.
Absolutely.
And, you know, internationally, like, yeah, it's all about sharing and it's all about learning, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And that's the thing too, like I know for sure, like the people that have been following you, I know I got some messages like, oh, thanks for having, you know, Tan over, because like his work is really good. And I do agree. I think everybody across the world is also, you know, upping their game because of the communication that we have, the amount of you know, content available online for sharing, the amount of people that you could almost instantly access and communicate with and through various platforms. Let's talk about model kits. Obviously you're back into Gundam, you love collecting, or like at least building and customizing. Is there any kit that is not made yet that you want, or like any mobile suit or mecha that's not created yet that you would like to either one scratch build or get Bandai to create?
I really hope that Bandai, I'm not gonna ask Bandai, you know, brought a new kit, or, you know,
don't ask for another unicorn, please.
Yeah, make another kit that currently exists already. But I hope that they gonna bring back the Age series, because you know, I think lots of people enjoy the show and lots of people love the design, but I don't know what reason like behind that they stopped produce those kits. And hopefully they're gonna release the MG3
H3, the NT, or the you know, the one with the funnels as well for H4 or whatever they want to call it.
I think which they had the prototype long time ago.
Oh
they had a prototype on that and they canceled it.
Similar to when we saw the Buster and the Duel from Seed, and then later on they produced it. So hopefully with the new reprints that are coming up in the next couple of months, that maybe they will announce it. Who knows, right? Maybe secret announcement. So you're a big Age fan, so yeah, Age kits and all that stuff. Question for the community, for those people that are trying to get into the hobby, new to the either model kit, scale models and all that stuff, can you give a couple of advice from your perspective, maybe where they could start and how they get to evolve into the hobby?
Oh yeah. First, I just wanted to thank you, like invite me here to talk about all that stuff that I have on my journey, because I don't think that I can talk for an interview like this, live stream to lots of people out there, because I'm just like got back to Gundam last year, and I have a chance to sit here. It's my honor. It's you know, it's a boom, yo. So
so thank you for coming in, man. You're a pleasure to have and chat with. And
yeah, for anyone that wants to, you know, build Gundam, just, you know, go ahead with it. You're gonna have fun for sure, but just make sure that you control it, you balance it, or you can hurt your wallet.
Resources, there you go, guys. Resource management.
Especially, you know, when you're not customizing, when just collector, P Bandai is waiting for you, premium is waiting for you, limited kits is waiting for you. So make sure you balance everything. So just go ahead and build stuff, inspire, find lots of, you know, builders and take a look at their works. Because online right now we can really easy to see like people's like works pretty much anywhere, right? So if you're serious into this hobby, just like go ahead, buy a kit and test it out. What you want to do, just snap build, panel lining, just like top coat and display it, having fun. That's what I did too. So why not, right?
Awesome. There you guys have it. What's it called? Tan. For those who want to follow you or find you, where are some of the platforms that they could reach out to you and see your work?
Yeah. You guys can see most of my work on my Instagram right now. Instagram.com/akio0504. I will update like frequently on my Instagram and also my Facebook. I have my link tree on my Instagram. You can click into that. You can, just take a look at my YouTube, at my Facebook. I'm gonna post some of my future video on YouTube about how I paint, how I customize, and how I, the progress of how I did a kit. Stay tuned and
awesome.
Make sure hit that subscribe button for Ariel right there. Man.
Hit the subscribe button for this guy when he does drop his stuff. Don't forget to like him. All of his links as well is in the description of the video below. What are some of your future projects? Can you reveal some of the stuff that you have not had a chance to show yet?
That is a good question, because I tempted to join maybe this year GBWC if this happen. But I don't know yet. I have a plan for it. I have an idea for it. Pretty excited idea. I'm gonna start build it now. Maybe in a couple weeks more.
Nice.
I have my upcoming project. It's another Jetstar.
Nice.
Another Jetstar, and another and the Sazabi is currently risen. It's currently built, and another Hainu with
So you don't joke around when you say you're back in Gundam, man. Like, this guy is knee deep into projects. You better finish them, because Canadian Build Off, that's gonna be your reminder now to complete it on time, man.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm not the guy who finish the stuff on time.
No rush. I was messing, man.
I'm just like chilling around, and the stock those like great builders out there, what they got, and just like make it as like reference and just improve on my my build, and
absolutely
more. And I'm gonna bring more nice work to the community out there, right? So,
right on. Before we say our last words here, I just want to say hi to everybody that has joined us. Hero over here at Twitch. I've done some modding on RGs as well. It's tough. Some, not me. Okay, so he was working basically because we were talking about your RG earlier on. Over at YouTube, thank you so much, guys, for attending. I'm just going to read some of the people's names here.
Thank you,
got
guys.
Simon Lamb, Choco Falcon, Drayen. We got let's say Little Fortune. P Media, we have Niji Shop. Shout out to them. They're the shop that you go to all the time, right? Don't forget to check them out, guys, if you guys are in Edmonton. Niji Shop right there.
Hung, right there,
Miguel earlier on, Chris Pabs. Oh my god, lots of people here. There's like so many. VFX Viper, Edmund. Oh man. Greg Blair earlier on, and Ben Voigt joining us. Thank you so much, guys. Do you have any final words for our audience tonight?
Yeah, just like thank you for coming here, especially like those are all my all my idols over there, all my great inspirator over there. Those guys inspire me a lot, brought me lots of motivations in building Gundam. So yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys rocks.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for listening to this, tiny people.
They're not tiny. You're gonna blow up, and I can't wait to see your future project. It sounds like you're gonna be a busy year here in 2021. And I'm looking forward to it. Stay on the line though, Tan. We're gonna chat after the show for a bit. But for everybody else, maybe you want to say goodbye, and we'll catch them again some other time, man. I would also another thing. I would love to have you back in the show, because like, dude, you're a great guest.
Hit me anytime. Hit me anytime.
There we go. I'm gonna go over there and like slap you. It's gonna be fun. All right, Tan. We will catch you guys in a bit. Again, thank you for coming by. Say bye to everybody.
Thank you, guys. See you.
All right. All right, guys, so that was Tanwyn over at Edmonton. Amazing builder. Again, big shout out to him, and it sounds like he's going to be a busy builder in the next couple of weeks, years, months. I don't even know. Is it 2021 all over again? 2020 all over? Lost track of the dates half the time. But guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Follow him on his socials. All the links are in the video description of this YouTube. Next show for AO Mecha will be Backlog Builder this Monday. We are working on a non-gunpla kit, so that's gonna be fun. And let's see, what else are we gonna do? Oh, this Thursday, episode 1 or episode 0.1 Mecha Pew Pew, a new show here at AO Mecha. Myself and Jonathan Morissette from MSMN Studio will be doing another broadcast. So if you guys did not see episode 0, which is kind of like our trial run, which we believe it went well. There was a couple of fine tunes that we're going to be doing on the next couple of show. Check it out also. I think that's one of the last videos on my YouTube videos. And it's going to be simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube that Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday, but I will let you know in the socials. This show, guys, is powered by USA Gundam Store, guys. So big thank you to them. And don't forget to check them out, usagundamstore.com, and save when you use my discount code AOMecha10. Also, AO Mecha is partnered with gunprimer.com. So check them out, gunprimer.com, and save as well. Same discount code AOMecha10. I think it's very easy to remember by now, right? Yes! Thank you guys for supporting the show. Audio ammo is... Oh, right. Tuesday will be a new audio ammo track, so I'm kind of trying to finish that right now. So it's going to be a little tight in the timer, but it's going to be released on Tuesday. And yeah, that's it. Shout out to everybody that's on the show, guys, that participated and tuned in. Thank you so much, guys. And again, hopefully you guys are keeping safe, being well, taking care of yourselves, working on your backlogs. But most importantly, I can't wait to see and chat with you guys until the next stream. So take care for now, guys, and we'll see ya. All right. Bye, guys.